you guys are adventuring in the land of Toivoa. Most recently out here in the middle of Australia, where you guys last week delved into the mountain because fear is in the mountain, and you guys needed a way to learn how to do the wayfinding in Australia. During this past week, you guys each managed to pull off getting through the puzzle in your own way, which was really fun to see. And you each managed to collect the Australian wayfinding feat.
Let's go.
Which should help you guys through some challenges in the future. So, as you guys have exited the cave and make your way over to your two friends who brought you here, they greet you with a bit of anticipation. They look at you each in turn and notice there's something different about you.
A little heads up for that would have been nice.
But we told you fear was in the mountain.
Yeah, you summarized it.
I mean, haven't they never been in the mountain? So that's probably the best estimate they could have given us.
Where I come from, we have this word that means elaboration, but it's behind us.
What is that word?
It means to say more than just what's necessary.
But you said it was a word that means elaboration.
It's elaboration. Okay, do you know how busy my last day has been? I've got no sleep.
I'm sorry, just that was fun. All right.
No, you caught my word.
Hopefully everyone's doing good today.
Yeah.
Okay, we were in the mountain for a while, but it wasn't the whole day. Like, maybe in a few hours.
Indeed, you have been gone for 3 hours.
Doesn't feel like it.
That was a whole
Feels
day.
like weeks, does it not?
I mean, not for me, but, I could see how it would feel that way.
To someone else who would be observing, yes.
Hey,
So,
sometimes it feels like, even 6 seconds can stretch out to minutes or even hours.
What do you mean?
Just the rush of battle.
Ah, it is strange how time works, indeed. So, come, make yourselves comfortable. Leap, we have set up hammocks for you. Or for those of you who are still strange, you may sleep on the ground.
So are we, done? Can I use your compass without getting comatose now?
I do not know. Supposedly, once you have finished the trial, you can, but we have not finished it. Zheng Shui and I have simply brought you here as part of our instructions.
Fair enough.
So you're gonna
Are
try
you
One of these
okay,
hammocks.
Tati?
I'm tired.
Are you looking at my arm?
Indeed. It does not look like you are well.
Isn't it wicked cool? This is what my bones look like underneath my arm. I mean, in my arm.
Is it wicked? We should cut it
Cool.
off if it is.
No, I'll keep it. Don't touch it.
So it is not wicked.
Wicked cool.
I fail to understand.
It's elfish slang.
Elvish slang. Our elvish friends must explain this to us at some time.
It just
Did
means
you just
cool.
canonically make an Elven accent a Boston accent now? Did you just do that to everybody in Toivoan?
I don't know about the accent, but for sure the vocabulary.
Okay.
Maybe when we get back to camp,
vibe considerably.
when we
Yeah,
back
what's
to
with the
camp,
dwarves?
I'm gonna sit down with some tonic and just relax.
Very well. Odd peoples. But make yourselves comfortable. Once it reaches morning, we will leave and return to the main tent.
Coin, are you gonna try the compass?
How far is it from where we're at right now? Are we like near it?
Oh, I
What
thought you just
compass
meant
are
you
you
were gonna
thinking?
lie down. The ground.
meant,
I
like,
thought you were talking about the ground.
I meant like out of character, the crystal itself.
Oh, the
How far
crystal
are we?
is back at the main tent, which is the 8-hour walk that we skipped on the way here to the mountain. So you can wait if you want to go there, or you can go ahead and put your head on the ground here and see what you can see.
See if I got a signal. Coin will, stretch his arms for a second, get down, sort of like a praying position, and see what he sees.
Okay. As you lay down, put your head down on the ground, you look out, and instead of the rush of colors, it's more like pinpricks, little tiny pictures of color, little circles. It's no longer lasers rushing past you. Everything seems to have slowed down, and you're able to tell different colors in the distance. It's kind of this reassuring, okay, yeah, it worked. Now, what do those colors mean?
I'm still awake. I think he opens his eyes. I'm still awake.
Your eyes
Closes
are
it.
still
You're-
open
you're-
regardless.
Coin, wake up! You're dreaming.
I imagine they were closed before. He'll like I can't totally make it out, but I mean, there's something there. He'll get back up. Nothing useful.
Strange. It is said that people who can see the lights can guide towards safety.
You know what? Let me try one more time. He gets back down.
Okay. This time when you look, you can see small pictures in each of those circles of what's in the general vicinity. One, you see there's water flowing past it. There's another that looks like sand blowing in the wind. Another's a mountain with little crawly things all over it. One shows a flow of blood. One shows a group of small creatures worshiping at a crystal. Variety of different things.
He's gonna focus on two things: trying to remember the direction of the one that isn't there, that the blackout one.
Sure.
That and the 8-hour, the nearest one that we previously met.
As you look in the direction of where you previously came from, you see a shadow and the flickering of a campfire. As you look into the other direction where you saw the missing one, or where you think you saw the missing one, you look there, and at the moment, you don't pick out anyone that would be missing. There's hundreds of these little dots.
You know,
But at the moment, that other one is not missing.
Coin says, I got something here. He'll stand back up. I think I know where we came from, but the place I'm pretty sure we need to go, I can't distinguish it like I could before. Coin
So
seems
I
a little
might be
confused.
I'm a little bit behind the times because I missed the episode before the cave. But do we have a destination in mind?
General
Sense
direction.
of what are we looking for? Are we still trying to directly go towards the
Eric, would you
the drug manufacturing
Yeah,
place?
the
or-
reason
pull
that-
or-
The map.
Yeah, I will
'Cause
gladly.
you
pull up
showed
the
us
map.
you showed us a cardinal direction. It might help.
Yeah,
Yeah, since
Um,
wayfinders, we could probably pinpoint the direction now
yeah.
properly.
You guys originally came to Australia looking for a drug lab that was producing frenzy, and when you guys started off here, Coin stuck his head to the ground and managed to beat a Constitution saving throw, and the colors that are at that level are shining off of the various crystals across the land. And he noticed that one of the crystals was missing somewhere in this direction.
Okay.
And when he checked later, it was not missing, but someone else in the camp had reported that there was a point that was blacked out, and it's obvious in the way that like a missing pixel is missing would be missing in your monitor, where there's a problem there, and
Okay. And
at
to
the
use the
moment
same
that is
metaphor,
not exist. Yeah,
is the mixing pixel moving? Or has it
unfortunately,
been
it's not missing at the moment.
okay? But there's a
Regardless, it would be stationary.
Yeah, it would be
but
the one
moving
pixel.
is in a different. I thought a different one had been blacked out.
Yeah, the different
And
crystal.
No, just the single one.
Okay. So one blinked out and has since come back on again. Had the party decided that we're going to investigate that, or that we're going straight to where we think in the direction of where the drug lab is, or do we think that they're related and we're trying to figure out both?
So I think we kind of put on hold where we're going until we got the test over with. Now that we
Yeah.
now we
we're just
can't
deciding
accurately
now.
check. We're figuring out. Our lead was we've affirmed with other people it doesn't usually black out like that. It's sort of abnormal. So it's kind of our only lead right now. We know it's near one of two rivers. We don't know which.
I think
but
the,
we
the
think
people.
that
Oh, go on.
go ahead. I was going to say we think that the drug lab is near a river, and then the crystal that briefly blacked out, is that also near a river?
It overlaps with the direction of two rivers. We
Okay.
haven't confirmed if it's
can-
on a river.
Okay. So
I think-
it's
I
in
think-
that general direction.
We
Okay.
can't gauge distance from what I remember. We can
Right.
Okay.
gauge direction, but not distance.
I think the locals told us something like, if you mess with the crystals, you get exiled, or like you were a terrible criminal essentially, and the
Oh,
crystals
I
have
do
been messed
remember
with.
that. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Define
So
mess with the crystals.
Moving them,
Oh, okay.
destroying
I
them.
remember they said
If there's like a
being
missing
false-
crystal, then that's probably happened.
I remember they said being a false guide was like the worst crime that you could commit in this
Yes.
area, and I think it was the only crime punishable by death,
Indeed.
Yeah.
or at least definitely punishable by death. I don't remember if other things might be. You might just get exiled if you like murder somebody. But okay, so it sounds like we know what direction we're headed once we
Don't
get
ask that
rested
one.
up and are ready to
Which
travel.
is fun.
Um,
No one asked about the murder. That one never got explained. But
Yeah.
I don't think it would be wise to ask that unprompted, but
yeah.
regardless, we know that they take the crystals very
Hey,
seriously.
guys,
And
what's
where
the
do I
punishment
hide
for
the
killing
body?
people?
Yeah, where's the best place to hide the body, though?
I think
How-
it's a
how
far
good
can we-
question
crystals-
when you get to a new place.
Do the crystals let you see buried bodies? Is that something we should be conscious of?
I don't think so.
Anyway, yeah. So it sounds like, do we have an immediate plan once we get rested up and are ready to travel? Are we going to head in that general direction of?
We have the
missing
option.
crystal?
We can
Okay.
ask more questions around camp. We don't have to
Okay.
go immediately, but yeah, right now we don't really have any other lead besides this direction. And keep in mind, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure everyone in the party can also check the crystal. So you can affirm with coin, but I don't
Okay.
know if someone else can pick something else up.
Seems like a good lead, kind.
Yeah.
I want to go back to camp.
It's going to be an
I'm
8-hour
tired.
trip, and
I
Sujin tells you guys that they plan to go back in the morning.
that is for sure.
That's a
I
good
want to go
time
back
too.
in the morning.
Yeah, I
We're already gonna take a rest here before we did anything drastic.
Coin wants to ask the, I guess, guides. You said the only other people that have really done this test were the stone rollers, right? The boulder
Indeed.
brothers.
Yes.
Do you know how
Stone
long ago? Ages ago?
would've-
Days ago?
Would have been several years ago.
Coin nods, but he doesn't seem to have a follow-up question.
Do you know why they did it?
Because the stone rollers are hardy and have no shamans.
That's such a badass reason.
Do you know if they're territorial or are they also nomadic?
No, they are not territorial nor nomadic. They simply have a place in the hills where they live.
Aye.
They
Well, I'm glad it's
welcome
nowhere near
outsiders
where we're
to
going.
visit. They welcome outsiders to visit, but they do not travel as us of the slashing winds.
So about your kitchen and
What is a
food.
kitchen?
So about where you prepare your food.
Yes.
Can you do that?
Prepare food?
Coin crosses his arms. I should probably phrase it this way. When do you do dinner?
Wait, don't we have Bryn for that?
We have rations that the shamans provided us before we left the main tent. We were not going to cook for ourselves.
Okay.
Do you hunger?
Isaac in the background gives Coin a pointed look and is like, just sort of
Are
like,
you
I
hungry?
said what I said about the garlic bread. Now you can remember how it just sort of giving Coin a look like, yeah, so I guess you're pretty
Yeah.
grateful that we picked it back up.
Well, Coin will look back to you with like sort of like a okay. Like, you know what? We packed for this. There's no problem.
As did we. It is strange that you would hunger so early in the evening.
For nomads, you guys are pretty judgmental.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is your
Every
balance?
time
How are you
something's
not
different.
bowled over all
We got the-
phenomenal balance that you are not just falling down in shock and awe at everything other people do all the time.
We can't be the first people not from Mysteria you've met.
Everything seems to shake.
No, you are. We have not met any others. It is strange to meet people from other sides.
I guess
No.
most of them don't
You
make
know
it
what?
past.
With that context, then you're doing fantastic. I fully reverse what I said. If we are literally
Yeah.
the first people you've met, you're honestly doing great.
Thank you.
I guess most of them don't
Um,
make it past the dragon. Yeah, that does check out.
Fair enough.
The dragon tends to keep most outsiders away, but
Is it?
we would welcome others to visit.
Does the dragon guard the entire coastline? I feel like it'd be kind of hard. I mean, maybe.
No,
That one,
not the
others
one
do.
dragon.
Right, there's
Razanoth
others.
only guards Fort Folly and prevents those from establishing a foothold there.
Wait. There's a dragon patrolling every single coastline on this continent. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, there are many dragons.
Oh. Okay.
I think Ruzid was just shocked that the whole coastline is covered, but I imagine what very little Isaac in his experience as a sailor would have heard about dragons would be that, like, I think there's plenty of kinds that like to live on the coast full time.
Indeed. And many parts of the Australian coastline are inhospitable for landing. Sharp cliffs, lots of rocks, etc.
But the fishing's
yeah.
dope if you can fly a mile a minute, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I just mean, yeah, I bet it's pretty, like, no competition there.
Of course not. After all, if you've
Do
lived
they- out
for
of
several
curiosity-
hundred years, you learn your territory.
Do they, these other dragons that I have, that you shared the names with, do their territories stay fairly static, or are they constantly, like, shifting and moving and pushing against one another? How static are they?
We avoid them. They do shift a little bit, but you know what they say, meddle not in the affairs of dragons, for thou art crunchy and tastes good with ketchup.
Totally.
Have you ever
but
seen two dragons fighting?
Wait, you guys know what
Right.
ketchup
We
is?
have. Of course we know what ketchup is.
Don't be ridiculous, Crystal. They're Australian.
Hey, let's be careful talking about tomatoes, okay? You have seen them fighting?
No, to Coin's question, have you seen them, like, in direct conflict with each other?
Yes. We have seen Razanoth slay dragons before.
Got it. Okay.
Is Razanoth the biggest and toughest of them all that you've seen?
They're the dragon
Of
of
the ones
dragons.
that we have seen he is one of 3 of the great dragons.
So I
It's
feel
2 more of
I
those?
got 3 other dragon names. Which 2 of them are the other great dragons? Zime?
No,
Here-
the other ones, let me pull them up here.
Or,
Puranton?
No, those are smaller dragons. The great dragons are...
God damn it.
Here we go. Come on.
3 dragon names that I caught.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the ones I have too.
Yeah, those are the ones on the coast. Those are the ones that you guys asked about, were the ones on the coast.
Okay, so these are all coastal, those 3.
Those are all coastal.
Okay.
Uldranth and Onaidu are the other 2 great dragons.
Colors?
Sorry?
What are their colors?
The 2 people here will say that the Uldranth is a prismatic dragon, shining like the rainbows,
Right.
and Onaidu is a silver platinum metal dragon. Looks like metallic sheen.
And so I guess I don't even know if Isaac would even have an educated guess, so maybe his follow-up question would just be, do they all breathe fire?
The only one that breathes fire is Grasnoth. The others, they don't know. They
don't know. Okay, great.
They don't know, yeah.
Hey,
because they've never fought them.
Oh, and yeah, he'll look at Ruzid. Ruzid, do you know, like, if other dragons have, like?
And my mother doesn't breathe fire. You already know this.
Right. I forgot about that. Sorry, I have read Fizzbands, but I forget, like, sometimes where Isaac's knowledge level is. Do they? Ruzid, what do you know about, like, what should we be expecting from, like, a prismatic, like a rainbow-colored dragon?
I don't know. What would Ruzid know about that?
That's, like, a good.
I'm like uncertain
Probably
if
not
Ruzid would have
much.
this knowledge. They might have learned it from like their library, the library that did it had, but it's not guaranteed at all.
No, Didit wouldn't know about a prismatic dragon specifically because Mom would not have told him anything.
Damn.
Mhm.
Okay.
I want to dig into the bag of holding and pull out the Stone of Chronicles.
Uh-oh.
Do it.
Okay.
I'll hand it over.
All right, here we go.
Knowledge.
I knew tonight was going to be interesting.
Every
Let
one
me
of us
drink.
can cast legend lore. Like, I'm just asking a stone.
For the record, this is why I gave you guys that ability.
Oh
Forgot
yeah.
about Legend Lore. I was distracted by Druidcraft.
I mean, Druidcraft is more important. Just to be fair,
I just wanted the crystal thing.
or
Everything else I
or
figured out.
thaumaturgy, so we can like shout out our catchphrases.
Do we still have the crystal
Do you have
puzzle?
a
Are we just like
catchphrase?
carrying that around?
Not yet.
What?
Do we have the what?
I was just wondering if we're still carrying the puzzle around. Like, are we holding the treasure of
You guys have
Athens or whatever?
one puzzle, yes.
Where would we have?
You're
Yeah,
supposed to
I don't know
return
where
it to the. You were supposed to return it back to the main tent.
Coin
Oh,
would
great.
still have it on his equipment, presumably.
Cool.
Do they
Yeah,
set up
Kiritai
the
of the
puzzle
Slashing
for us?
Winds is the one who
Have we,
you were
like,
supposed to return
returned
to.
it to them?
No, you're supposed to return to Kiritai back at the main tent
we
of
get
the
back to the
Slashing
main
Winds.
tent tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
after our travel.
So with the stone, can I just peruse through the index for anything that says Australia?
Okay.
Just,
A
flip.
flood of images washes over you.
Oh shit! Oh, my eyes! My brain eyes!
Are you looking for anything specific as you are inundated by the amount of information that is rushing towards you? You feel that you have entered the Best Buy TV section and every TV is on a different channel with the volume cranked.
Dragons. That's what we were talking about. Like, just
All right.
show me
It's like the-
dragons.
It's
Australia
like the end of
dragons.
it's like the end of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull when your brain gets fried because there's too much information.
As you focus on dragons, many different dragons appear. Most of them are attacks by dragons that are being remembered by survivors. But there's a couple entries of people exploring caves and other places to find dragons. You see people climbing onto the top of mountains and seeing a dragon in the distance. You see a dragon flying beneath the peak of a mountain, and as this person sees from above, as the dragon attacks a village off in the distance. It's a lot of different images.
I'm gonna set the stone down real quick. Just look at everyone else, anyone who's paying attention. Australia
What'd you say?
is home to all the dragons. Just in case.
Thanks.
Thanks for that.
Really learned a lot.
There are so many, and they all eat people, is what I came away with.
All of them.
Like, people,
Not
like,
all of them eat them.
specifically humans?
Sometimes they just destroy people.
Definitely have seen that before.
Okay. That's mm. Can I pick the stone back up
Sure.
and further filter my Australia dragons with lairs near rivers?
Lairs near rivers. Okay. As you think about that, you're going to have several different images come up across your mind, and you're going to get a couple of the images are of the same two entrances. One is behind a waterfall from different perspectives. There's at least 6 different perspectives of this one waterfall, but it all seems to be on the same day, and you can see other people approaching this waterfall. There's at least 6 people who have recorded this one memory in the stone, but from each of their perspectives of that day.
It's almost like a party of people.
And they approach the waterfall, and they lay offerings at the entrance to the waterfall on a stone in the middle of the river. The dragon's head comes out, and it shines like mother of pearl. It's white and has a rainbow sheen over the top of it. There's a steam that comes out of its nostrils. Its bright violet eyes are slit with a black pupil, and it cocks its head sideways to look down at the gifts, and then looks at each of the 6 people in turn. And you hear, "What is your wish?"
What are the gifts, the tributes that are being offered?
One person gave fruit, one person gave meat, one person gave a suit of leather armor, one person gave a fancy set of gems. The 5th person gave a chicken, and the 6th person has cut their hand and bled on the rock.
Yeah.
Dope.
Deja vu.
Stop.
Yup.
Don't get any.
All right. I just if I see this scene again, I will recognize it, I guess.
Is,
Let me
go ahead.
Coin wants to try something. He's gonna
You're
say,
gonna try
Yeah.
I got an idea. He's gonna
Okay.
filter by like Austrian rivers.
Okay.
Just
Anything
take out
related.
dragons.
Lots of them. You see
Backspace dragons enter river.
backspace dragons. Okay. Rivers and dragons.
We'll try both, but I think initially he's like, do they have anything about rivers, regardless of dragon? Then he'll,
Lots of stuff about rivers. What you're going to be a little shocked by the scenes provided by the prompt of rivers, because the majority of things that come up for the prompt of rivers in Australia are people bathing
Okay. Dragons.
and men discovering women and women discovering men who are bathing.
Hey, it looks like a shot from one of the
And
books
then
that you have, Bryn.
as it keeps playing, you'll get more information as that, which we will fade to black on. But that's the majority of their experience with rivers.
I think Coin realistically would be like, savages. He won't like look away. He'll just try to focus. Like, is there any distinct details of the rivers itself they're in? Is there a vision in the back of a mountain? Any reference point?
Yeah, there's several images of mountains, and one of the waterfall where it matches the one that Tatsi saw, and the river goes past, and people are usually using the river for bathing or for fishing. It's very rare that someone's recording a memory of the river themselves just for the river's sake. But as far as looking around at the background, people aren't really interested in where the river is in these memories because they're more focused on the event at the river.
There's not a lot of philosophers in Asteria, huh? Just people trying to get like painters. They're just trying to get a photo of the river so they can take it home.
Say, we haven't had a single druid up in this bitch that just wants to look at a river for 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Exactly.
People don't map things in Australia, so the desire to find mapping points and stuff is alien to them. They don't record things that way. They're paying attention to the event in question, the memory. This is a memory stone, and so all they're focused on is recording what I remember of this day at the river. They're very rarely going to mention, oh, the mountain in the distance was this specific mountain. They're going to describe a mountain, but they don't justify that with anything else, as it's irrelevant to the memory, which sucks for you guys because these people as a culture would record their memories differently than what you would expect. I mean, if you think about it, if I were to ask you, hey, look, the first time you guys ever went swimming or fishing, what was in the background? You're going to sit there and try to think about it and try to describe that, but that's not the memory. The memory is the exact, 15 feet around you. That's all you're going to really remember.
Are most of the memories in the crystal from the perspective of natives to Australia?
Yes. There are a couple, specifically 2 that are not native to Australia. And the one memory from the first memory from the person is of one of the birds, the mall, running him over at a river and knocking him into the river, him getting out and fighting against the woman who was riding it.
That's my favorite.
Yep. And it was a violent scene, and it was this culture shock of the fact that he knocked her to the ground and she started crying.
Oh.
Because that's, she got knocked to the ground.
She
and
got
then
laser
the other
lights in the face.
And then the other memory is of a wizard standing at the top of a cliff, looking down on a river, casting a spell and causing the river to dry up.
Wow. Dick move.
Revealing a cave behind it.
Wait, can I get a try at this thing? I mean, we didn't really ask the original question we were going for anyways.
Search pass.
Hang on.
Search pass. Search
I can't.
Coin's gonna say
a cave sure would be a useful place to hide out. Or covered by a river.
He hands it off to you. Like, give it a crack.
Okay.
Don't crack the rock.
Here's my attempt. And Ruse is gonna search dragon's breath.
Oh God, you're going to get repeated images in your mind of people, children, men, women hiding underneath different forms of cover, rocks and tents. As breath weapons go across them, you see horrific burnings of bodies. You see people being necrotized, melted due to acid. You see people being dazzled and staring to the distance as they are hypnotized by the dragon and walking off into the distance. You see all sorts of different horrific ways to die. This is a montage of absolute dragon devastation in various forms.
Ruse kind of looks a little bit unfazed by it, like they've seen this before. It doesn't really bother them. And they look at it, and what they're looking for is they're looking for the different types of breath weapons that are happening in each scene and trying to match them to the dragon.
There's going to be lots and lots of them. I will give you advantage on checks regarding dragons in the future to find out their breath weapon.
Interesting. Okay, I'll write that down.
Just remind me about that because that's one of those little details that you guys are picking up here.
So would this be like looking at the dragon and then trying to identify the breath weapon they use before they even like attack, sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it surprises you, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, acid." But if you get a moment to, scope out the dragon and actually see what it is, you have a chance, based off of your knowledge check, to determine what breath weapon that dragon has.
Oh, acid. It's acid.
But I will tell you that there are at least 400 memories of dragon attacks through dragon breaths. Each of them different.
Okay. Well, I think that's a lot of different types of breath weapons. Hopefully I can figure out which one comes with which when we actually encounter one. And Ruzid hands the stone back to Coin.
Coin looks around. Any other ideas? No? He'll start to put it away, but then he'll sort of like think to himself for a moment. Puts a hand on it again. He's going to look up something he realizes he hasn't before. He's going to look up lucky coin on it.
Oh, okay. Lucky coins. You're going to get images of people at casinos all over the place. You will recognize a good 50 or 60 different styles of casino that are going on, and specific coins being traded in, and then large winnings coming back. You're going to see people flipping coins in dark alleys and seeing people leaving as shadows disperse around this person. You're going to see a man who's being buried with a lucky coin on his chest. You're going to see all sorts of different images of people having lucky coins and the adventures of these lucky coins. They change in value from copper to platinum. There's even a couple electrum pieces that are in there. But you keep coming across one specific coin that appears in multiple memories, in different hands, and in different cultures. And it is a specific ruby coin. The coin is made of a single ruby that has a piercing through the center of it.
Can he identify it to be something he's encountered? He's familiar with
No.
himself?
He
It's
has never
just
encountered
a
this.
lucky coin. I see.
It's a lucky coin.
Is there a way to identify like the newest versus oldest memories? Like, can he find sort of like what is the last occurred memory of this ruby coin?
That's not what the stone does.
Fair enough. He's gonna like scour for a moment. He'll probably try a couple random search terms like wealth attraction, like special object. When he kind of concludes like what he's looking for isn't in here, he's gonna take his hand off. He doesn't look dejected, but pretty he neutrally just puts it back in.
Is he looking
And,
for wealth attraction and wealth making?
He's looking for, yeah, anything that, Eric is aware of some of the backstory. He's looking for
Yes.
some sort of an object that can benefit him directly.
Gotcha. It keeps coming back to this specific ruby coin.
That'll
When's gonna
catch his
find-
interest, but I don't imagine he can discern like its current whereabouts based off. Like,
No.
does it seem like they're all, every memory is way over the map? It's not in one area over the course of 100 years. Or
No,
anything?
it's all over the different place, and it's either the coin is being won or the coin is being lost in each of the memories. The coin itself, the memories that are being recorded of it are never of it being held in place. It's the memory of, I won this at that time, or I lost it at this time.
That's interesting.
That's the memory.
Okay.
Because you don't remember a coin in your purse, It's
True.
I remember this memory of this exchange going on or this event happening. Several of the events there are several where it's like, hey, I gambled this thing and I got it back. But most of it's either winning or losing because those are the big key moments about this specific ruby coin.
All right. I think coin, he's realizing sort of like the deeper value of this for information, but he's going to put it away knowing like it's not relevant to what we're doing right now. He'll put it away like, we're still down to check one of two rivers. So, I was typing this out earlier. Coin was looking at his map. We know that we're 8 hours away from the nearest crystal, the base camp. I don't know how accurate our map is, like, to scale of Ostria or Toivoa. He's trying to, like, how far are the southern rivers, like the central point? Like 2 days walking? Any
The two people that you were with, Isujin and let me get the other guy's name. Isujin and Jongshui are not sure because they're not wayfinders, but they will tell you that the wayfinders at the main tent would know.
Okay.
That the shamans would know.
Coin will say to everyone, I think before we go, we need to get as much of an idea as we can of how far we're going. This ends up being a 3-week voyage. There might be a faster way than walking.
We should get some malts.
Well, I
think he'll just sort of be ready to rest for the night or go into downtime. Maybe not like go to bed, but Coin's like, it's all planning till tomorrow, till we leave.
All right. Does anyone else want to do anything today before you guys bed down for the night?
Rooted's gonna start going through the stuff in their pack, and they're like just kind of making sure they have everything that they think they have, and they look at the ointment, and they like kind of pick up the jar and they turn it back, and it says on the back that it cures any disease, and he kind of looks at that and he's like, wait, I didn't know it did that, and he looks at Kine and he's like, Kine.
Coin looks up. He's like writing on a map.
You said you wanted to eat flies or whatever. Like I can cure that now. This ointment cures me. Are you okay with that?
Why would you do that? It seems like a win-win.
I mean, I just saw that it cures it. I mean, if you really don't want.
Are they begging you?
What would you do?
Is this factored into my paycheck at all?
Maybe. It's how much do the fleas? Do they have an effect on you? Are you less effective covered in fleas?
I don't
What's the
know.
deal?
I don't even know what the debuff is at this point. I don't remember.
What's the game benefit
Is
here?
there any noticeable debuff for Ruzid right now from the fleas?
No. You haven't experienced any major negative to it because your skin's so thick that the flea bites aren't actually causing any bumps or nastiness to you. The only thing that it really causes is a disadvantage with persuasion checks regarding animal handling.
Oh,
We're gonna
wow.
have a problem if we ever get
We know
to a
Ruzit is
town with an
notoriously good at animal handling.
Coin's
So-
gonna say,
Or,
Go ahead.
other interactions with physical people that, if you come in contact with someone for an extended period of time, you may pass off fleas.
So if we
But as far
snuggle
as a
Ruzit-
disease, fleas are not a disease. It's not something that you're going to just be able to wipe off and cure. You have parasites.
Ruzit will look at Coin and say,
That's how he got it, Coin.
Coin's gonna say to you, Ruzit, it's not my call with what you do. Just if you do it, let me know. I'll grab a bowl. Okay?
"One last meal."
Then he just goes back to sketching.
Ruzit puts away the ointment and doesn't use it, and just looks at Coin and is like, "This is factored into my paycheck, right?"
He'll nod to you without saying anything, implying it without confirming it.
After that, Ruzit puts his stuff away and goes to bed.
Okay. Yeah. Because you passed your Constitution saving throw, you're not technically allergic to the fleas that you have and are infested with, but someone else might be.
So he could pass it to us, though.
Oh, theoretically, yeah.
If you have hair.
Don't sleep
Just
next to
don't exactly, you don't hang out with the guy who has fleas.
I'm gonna go hang out with Saphira.
Well, when he does take up like 20 feet, it's hard to like keep your distance.
Yeah. Just don't run up against him.
How
Did the
many
fleas
times
get
have you
bigger
been
when he becomes
underneath him?
Wait, can I get my enemies,
The
please?
Crystal's
The
like
fleas do
scratching
not
her
get bigger.
Giant flea.
I just wanted to know.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
You know, on a second thought, do take the ointment.
Ruzit grows into like for gargantuan, and then the fleas just come out as normal size and
Oh,
just start
man.
attacking enemies.
Don't make
God.
me do it.
If you did it, that would mean that if we shrunk Bryn down to a tiny size and then put him in my pocket and then made me bigger, we could change his size also.
Right.
I
No,
will
but
say,
you guys really don't want me to have 5 foot tall, blood sucking insects running around in mass.
The idea that you
comments.
could hit multiple targets with a spell just by carrying one, though, sounds pretty good.
I know, right?
2 comments. Firstly, I love the idea of Ruzit having his own army of 5 foot tall, blood sucking insects. And secondly, I am very glad that Bryn was able to dispel the shrinking effect, because I think if I hadn't been able to do that, if it had just been permanent, I would probably have to roll a new character. But I think that I had a new character idea where you just play like a very generic fighter, but you have a tiny spellcaster trapped in your pocket. And then if I had to roll a new character, then Eric would just play Bryn. Bryn would live in Tati's pocket, and then Bryn could just cast like haste on Tati constantly, and then not have to worry about anything else. And then
Never
Tati would
mind.
just get buffs from a spellcaster forever.
That's funny.
My new pet that I can barely see.
New pet.
Oh my god.
This is really specific, but there's this episode of Pokemon where there's like a Pelipper, like this bird, and it has Pokemon inside of its big beak, and no one knows how it's using that's what this reminds me of. No one knows how you're casting these things.
Yep.
Unless anybody has. Oh, go ahead, Tati.
I just had one more thing I wanted to do, but if anyone else has something.
Coin settled in for the day.
I think it'll be easier for Eric to end on Isaac's. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Tati.
I have one thing too.
Yeah, go ahead, you guys.
Yes, Saphira?
Oh, I thought you were gonna go first. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of I'm gonna go over to Who should I go over to with this? I'm gonna go over to Bryn and say and ask him, hey, yeah, remember when you blew up that drug lab?
Yeah, what about it?
Remember how they had a spell book there?
Yeah.
Still
Yeah, you
have
still have that, don't you?
I uh, do you know how I use that?
So I've never used a spell book, but some of my friends at the institute had spell books. I think you need to read it. Do you know how to read?
Of course, I know how to read.
Okay. I don't know, sometimes maybe that's the problem. I think you can I mean you just the book basically has everything that you can do in it, and then if you learn a new spell, you can write down how to cast it in the spell book. And then I have you not been using the spell book? I kind of assumed you had been already.
Oh, I meant more. I mean, I can write down what I know, but there's so many spells in here that I haven't quite been able to decipher. But
I'd be happy to take a look. I'm not sure how helpful I can be, but are you using that spell book as your own spell book, or do you have another one?
oh, I've been writing in the margins.
Okay. So this actually goes to wizard mechanics that I might not be familiar with. Is there any reason if so if is there any reason why Saphira wouldn't be able to use the spells in this? You might need more experience just in magic generally before you can use more powerful magic. I'll take a look at Saphira's spellbook, and I'll have Saphira point out the spells that they've been able to use, and then spells that they have been unable to decipher. And I'll try and be helpful. So, Jordan, can you tell me what spells Saphira is having trouble with?
I mean, I will whisper them to you.
Okay.
Navigation and ship driving and
The navigation.
Okay, that was Eric. That was unprovoked. That was not necessary.
Doesn't feel
As
like dunking
punishment,
on that
you will
one.
create spells for it now.
All right, but actually, so yeah, it's that I haven't actually written anything. I haven't ever copied a spell from the spell book into my own notes / my own spell book. So that's what. So
Okay, because I know that we found the spell book in.
Mhm.
I know we found the spell book in the spiders, or maybe it wasn't the spiders yet. It was just one of the drug lab we blew up had a spell book in it. I assumed that when you took wizard levels, which I think was starting at level 6, I think you got to 5, and then you took a wizard level. Is that correct?
I think I think my 5th level might have been, but
Okay.
either way.
Regardless, you had the spell book when you took your first wizard level, so I assumed that that spell book would be your character's spell book, and that those would be the spells that you would know or have access to. Although I suppose some of them are second level, and I guess you'd only be able to cast first level spells, because you only have. Did you take a 3rd level in wizard, or did you go back to rogue
just 2.
after you? Okay, so yeah, so I think Bryn will go through your spell book and point out the different spells. I'm assuming that all of the first level spells you mentioned you recognize and can decipher, and it's the second level spells that you're having trouble with.
No, it's more just the easier spells. I can kind of get the gist, but trying to turn that into something I can use,
Well,
don't know.
if you have your own spellbook, or if you're taking notes, why don't you try copying the information from this fancy spell book into your own book, and I can assist you with that if you would like, and then yeah. So my understanding is that copying spells, out of character, I'm trying to figure out what you need from Bryn, because Bryn's
no,
not a wizard and doesn't have a spell book. Out of character,
So-
do you want me to enhance ability while you copy spells into your spell book? Is
out
that
of
what you're
character,
is that what you're
Saphira
looking for?
has picked up some tricks, but is not like necessarily like, but is coming to you because like you seem like you know what you're doing with spells in general. Not looking for anything specific, but she would not like. I think she would not necessarily have like all that in depth of a knowledge of how being a mage of any kind works. So
We all have
Okay.
guidance
I'm not-
now,
I don't-
technically.
yeah,
That's
I think
true.
I'm not necessarily
I
looking
don't know
for
that'll
anything
help.
mechanically, just
Guidance time.
something to
Okay.
bounce ideas off of.
No, I think this is a good idea. So I think the party can I think the resident spellcasters in the party can try and tutor Saphira. I think we'll do this by casting one person can cast guidance, and then I'll cast enhance ability. I'm out of spell slots, but I got a new 4th level spell slot when leveling up, and I don't see myself using it for anything else today. Before we take a long rest, so why don't we help
Surprise random encounter.
Saphira? Yeah, we'll help Saphira copy the spells from the fancy spellbook into her own personal spellbook, or if you're using that spellbook as your own spellbook, we'll help you decipher them so that you can use them. And then Bryn will help you cast the different cantrips and first level spells in the I think the only one that he's actually cast before that is on the list that Saphira can cast. Bryn knows Dancing Lights, and Bryn briefly learned Alarm from Clockwork Magic. But I think Bryn, having gone to school, Bryn would know enough about the other spells that he can explain what they do. Yeah, so Saphira, are you looking
want to add? Each of the spells you want to add, it costs 2 hours and 50 gold pieces per spell level.
Mhm.
So, which
how much-
spells are you looking to add to your spell book?
For the record, I'm putting words in Jordan's mouth here. If this could just be he wants to do some role playing, and I'm not picking up on the hint. But I'm assuming that Jordan wants to add spells into Saphira's spellbook. But I don't actually know that that's what they want to do.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to start doing with this. Why don't we try with something easy like that?
All right.
Let's pick one of the cantrips. Let's see.
Okay. Well,
think
so
there's
technically, cantrips. It doesn't look like you can actually copy cantrips. I think you get a certain number of cantrips with wizard levels.
I'm
and
fine
these
with
don't
him
actually
getting cantrips. I'm perfectly fine with it.
So
Also, if you just want to do it as roleplay that you're doing this, awesome. Every time you level up with wizard, you get to unlock another spell that you know.
Mhm.
So, even if it's not in this spell book, you can just learn that spell.
Oh yeah. I'm not planning on taking other wizard levels, and just kind of wanted to get these since they're there right now and I can.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Of the spells you listed, so we can do cantrips. So what's the cost for a cantrip? Do we want to do like half a first level spell?
Yeah, let's do. It actually says it's 10 gold pieces in 1 hour for a cantrip.
Okay, cool.
So,
so 10 gold pieces in 1 hour. Okay, unfortunately, enhance ability is only an hour. So instead, I'll just use guidance for the first level spells, because it's only 10 gold pieces, and the DC is probably pretty easy. Is
for
there even a
cantrips, it's a
DC?
DC 10. For level 1 spells, it's DC 12.
Is that for a spell scroll, or if you actually have another spell in a spell book, can you just do it?
you can just copy it over if it's already in a spell book.
Okay, I think that's the case here, so I don't think you even have to roll for it. But
Nope.
for role playing purposes, Saphira, while during this long rest, I'll help you copy the. So it looks like there's 4 cantrips and 4 or 5 first level spells. So we won't have time to do all of them. But we
Oh
can
yeah,
start.
definitely not. I'm planning on 1 at most tonight.
Okay, awesome. So then, yeah, if you want to do a cantrip, do you want to subtract 10 gold from your character sheet, and we'll spend an hour, probably, I don't know, whichever of the 4 cantrips on the list you think is the most useful.
Let's start something simple, something like the dancing lights.
Ooh, I know the dancing lights. Yeah. So Bryn will demonstrate. Will help Saphira copy the dancing lights spell into their own spell book, and then practice casting it with them, since Bryn knows how to do it.
Okay.
Neat.
All right. So, guys are headed for bed. Mr. Isaac, you're muted.
Good one. Or dumb.
Oh, there you are. I can hear you now. It just took a
No,
moment.
I was saying I think Tati said she had, quote, a dumb thing to do
Tati.
as well.
What's the dumb
yeah.
thing you wanted to do?
I'm gonna pull on Alea's mask, her death mask, and put my head down on the ground, facing south-ish.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to look for the images within the lights that Coin was seeing.
Sure. At this point in time, you can easily see a black spot on the horizon where the one crystal is out.
That's not what I was trying to do.
But you're trying to
gonna-
focus on the other images. Okay.
No, hold on. I got distracted.
Sorry.
Before I
Not sorry.
move forward with this, from my position while lying down, can I cast thaumaturgy to put some creepy whispers in Crystal's ear?
Sure.
Just,
Crystal, you
If I-
hear voices.
Specifically, if my brain starts to melt or I go unconscious, bite me. And then focusing on the black hole.
Okay.
Can I cast legend lore on that black hole?
Ooh. On the black spot there. Let's get the exact text of legend lore. Because legend lore is exceedingly specific.
Sure.
And I know that you guys are going to love this thing. All right. What is the thing you named?
I can describe it as
The
the
black
black
spot.
hole that I'm watching.
It is
Okay.
the black
so you're
spot of
describing,
death.
you're describing the black spot on the distance. Okay. The legend lore on this thing, basic stories, current tales, and secret lore that's never been widely known. All right. There's a legend of a crystal that once was broken, and another that had been covered by a evildoer who closed off access to a crystal by putting a bushel basket over the crystal and prevented light from entering the crystal. Thus, the tribe that was going towards that crystal was not able to find themselves and got lost in the desert and died. The person who was eventually found to have done this was put to death. I can describe the death for you, but let's suffice it to say that it's a gruesome and ceremonial death that is witnessed by as many tribes as possible.
Cool.
But
Not
the
involving
specifics.
Specifically,
I'm sorry?
not involving dragons. Like there's no.
Not involving dragons. No.
Did it involve malls?
It did involve malls and lots
knew
of
it.
ropes. There were at least 5 ropes involved. One attached to each limb, including the neck.
Fantastic.
Classic.
And then the 5 malls were encouraged to go
we
in
can
different
stop here.
directions. Okay, thank you. So,
Thank you,
Excessive
Deacon Evans.
there's
violence.
more to it,
Well
but
done.
we will gloss over that as it has been requested. Because Eric can wax eloquent with that. But yeah, the specifics of this spot, it appears that someone is covering or messing with one of the crystals in the distance. And that's what you'll know, is someone is doing something they should not be. And they're either not afraid of death or they're willing to risk it.
Does the spell bring to mind any rumors about why it's not always visible when you look for it, or does it seem to be moving?
The crystal is not moving. It is the
Yep.
fact that someone is messing with it and blocking access to it.
Do they like reveal it and then it's visible again?
Right.
And no
Someone's
one's been
literally
able to
covering it.
no one's
Is
been able
it-
to identify which crystal specifically it's happening to?
Correct. Because these people don't really care as long as it's not where they're going. And it's very sporadic. It's not all the time.
I have, but the death mask I'm wearing gives me proficiency in perception.
It could be either one crystal. Go ahead.
I was just gonna. Can I also thaumaturgy some creepy whispers in Coin's ear and ask him? I need help recording a direction.
Recording? He
I-
looks up. He's been drawing.
You see Touchy. That's awesome. You see
Work in progress.
Touchy
Covering
laying
it.
on the ground with a mask. She's not moving at the moment.
Okay. I
Just-
wait. So he looks up and sees her like interacting, presumably with the crystals.
Yeah,
Just
my
laying
ear
there.
isn't on the ground. My chin is. I'm
Coin
looking
flip.
directly at a black spot.
Coin
Uh,
flips a page to a blank one and says, "What do you need?"
The crystal that gets covered is in this direction, and I can describe it in detail with enhanced
Coin-
perception skills. But
Coin really quickly sort of draws up a little makeshift map with cardinal directions, makes a reference to where I assume Tati's like pointing or something.
Yep.
He's like, "What do you know beyond the direction?"
only direction that's covered right now.
Okay.
But since direction is what we're having trouble with when it's uncovered, I was hoping we could look again when it's not covered and find out which crystal it is.
Coin's writing down everything he can to help reference this. He'll say like, "I agree with it. There's only I don't know how much of this I can record right now. We have to like check in with it every 2 hours."
No, I mean, if we have our position and the direction, and we move position and adjust for that direction, then
Oh,
we should
I
be able to
follow.
look for it again.
There's a word for
Here's
that.
the fun part. You don't know where. That's called triangulation.
Hmm.
But
Time-
as far as
time for some
where you
trig.
guys are, that's the hard part. You don't know where you guys are on this map.
Which is why it would be important for Coin and the rest of us to,
Coin's gonna say,
if not, check our relative direction when we move.
"You know, we're 8 hours away from what we know is a crystal. We could start our trajectory from there. That's a bit more of a solidified starting point than wherever the hell we are now."
So we have the crystal from 8 hours ago. We have the cave from here. We have this direction towards the crystal that's getting covered.
So I want to say, I imagine Coin has been trying to track their position since we got to Estrella. That
Sure.
doesn't mean it's accurate per se, but he's probably the most qualified to try and guess. And it's
Sure,
not like
let's
he's
roll an
out of-
insight check.
He'll have some useful backlog to
Yeah.
this.
Let's go ahead and do an insight or history check, whichever one
Okay.
you prefer.
Let me make sure I have a lucky left. I have one lucky.
Okay.
I'm going to use it.
All right.
Yeah.
With a 20, you will figure out that you guys are at this little dip right here. Let me ping for you here. It's this little dip right in the top of this river. You guys are just above that. So the direction that Tati's pointing in is right here at this point in the river, right there.
Coin will say, looking from his notes, that he sort of just figured this out. It could really be at the edge of either river, but it almost feels like it's pulling more west than we knew before, at least. But he'll say,
So that's the line.
you're onto something, Tati. Jeez. Is he still trying to figure stuff out? Just waiting?
Up to you. That's what you're going to record from Tati's information.
It's
Tati,
just a clue for going forward.
He gives you a thumbs up with just a totally blank expression. Spins the pencil in his hand.
She doesn't see you do that because her chin's on the ground. Watch the crystals.
Staring.
Good,
into
because he
the
dropped it.
That's it.
yeah,
Alright.
That's all I was trying to do.
He'll give that last thumbs up and go back to working on Grung Chess.
Grung chess. All right. I'm going to have to
Patent
get more information about Grung chess later.
New game.
Patent pending as soon as I invent patents.
Yeah.
You would invent patents.
I keep trying to figure out what the wall hanging is behind you there, Justin.
This? You
The
wanna
wall
know?
hanging, yeah.
It's a
That one.
Legend of Zelda Wind Waker
Oh,
mural.
okay. Gotcha. Okay. Just curious. All I
Yeah,
see
it's
was
one
the
of my
little
favorites.
frame on it.
It's not well lit, but that's what it is.
All good. All right. So, anyone else want to do anything before the last thing of the day? No. All right. Isaac, last thing of the day.
In a similar vein to what Tati was up to, I may have sort of a follow-up, and because we can cast Legend Lore once per day, I may cast it right before falling asleep, and then immediately upon waking up if I have follow-up questions for Legend Lore. So Isaac lies in the hammock. Make sure the hammock is real low. I mean, obviously he can get off and lie on the ground if he has to. I just for the role play of it. He lies so he's still a little bit in the air or with the air, but very, very low to the ground. He looks around at the party and reflects on the various legends that he has seen and heard been told, and thinks about his job to keep the party safe. And I'm going to cast Legend Lore on Saphira.
Okay.
Oh god.
Brief summary of significant lore of the thing you name. All right.
He's got wanted posters all over the place. There's lore about
Yes.
it. There's legends
Oh
about it.
no, yeah, I understand.
To be fair, no one has questioned or inquired into it, so we don't really know the full story.
I will say-
Go ahead.
I will say the thing that you're trying to search does have to be of legendary importance. I think we're setting a dangerous precedent of
I mean,
there's no more secrets.
A continent is scattered with wanted posters for 20+K gold.
I've got this. I'm
Kinda
going to ask
legendary.
Jordan to trust me on this one.
Oh yeah. I trust you, and I'm just saying. Of course, Saphira is of legendary status. Why wouldn't she be?
You better
At
hope so, or
least-
that confidence is going to drop in about
At
1 minute.
least in her mind.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Doing that?
Saphira, former first mate of a pirate ship, is wanted by the remains of her crew after the ship that she was a part of crashed into the rocks while she was at the helm,
How that happened?
dumping the entire fortune that the pirates had collected onto the rocks and are no longer accessible because of the number of Sahagwin and mermaids and mermen, along with the sirens that were in the area that have been claiming the treasure for themselves. The bounty on her head was placed there by her captain, and
Name?
her captain. Can you send that to me again, Jordan? I don't have it in my notes right away. Yeah. Inavari. Captain Inavari.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think we've heard that before.
I think it was on the wanted
Yeah.
posters.
Yeah, Captain Inavari has placed this bounty on Saphira's head in order to not get her killed, but rather to have her brought back in an attempt to recover the treasure, because Saphira is the only one who was awake at the time of the sinking. The rest of the crew got off the ship after the treasure was deposited in the rocks.
So they think Saphira has the treasure?
They believe Saphira knows where she stored the treasure before she crashed the ship. They
Oh
don't
my
believe
God.
that the treasure went down with the ship. They believe that while everyone was asleep, she dumped it
Got it.
overboard or stashed it somewhere so that she could gain access to it after the ship was sunk, as a patsy for why the treasure was never found.
Genius plan.
Yeah,
So-
would that it were true. Okay.
The question becomes, according to the legend lore, where and on what plane did Saphira make a deal with the genies to hide the treasure?
Got it. Got it.
Treasure.
Okay.
Treasure.
Because the legends are that Saphira has somehow spirited an entire cargo hold worth of treasure away with no evidence of it.
Got it.
And the only way that could happen is having some supernatural influence, a deal with a devil or a genie, a wind sorcerer, something that could possibly have caused the treasure to simply up and disappear while the crew was asleep, and then she crashed the ship trying to kill them. So that's
Got
the legend of Saphira.
Cool. Isaac thinks back to there was a moment when it was one of the first times we saw that the price had increased to 20K, I believe. And it was when we discovered that like the McCain brothers were a part of this hunt, this
Yes.
hunt for the bounty.
Mhm.
And Isaac was in a room of people that like were questioning Saphira about her relationship to the bounty, and felt that, you know, if he was there to try and help keep the party secure, did not know enough to do that job, did not know what he should be preparing for, or if he should prepare for
Right.
violence or whatever. Similarly, then, if you'll allow, then first thing the next morning after the long rest, he'll cast legend lore on the McCain brothers.
Okay. The McCain brothers are a pair of bounty hunters that wander all of Toivoa taking bounty jobs. The older brother has a son named Thomas McCain, who is a druid of kind of no importance, as he's in charge of a small village somewhere in Reston. He's married not Thomas, but Aaron McCain is married and has another kid who is not really mentioned at all in the legend lore. But the McCain brothers are currently investigating the presence of Saphira in the town of Sahua in Shao. And I will pull up the map again for you guys because that's important. So they are searching for Saphira in this town. This is where the McCain brothers are currently, is in Sahua.
I have Adam and Aaron. Which one is the older one?
Aaron
You were
is.
saying Aaron is the older one who has the son and is married. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Great. And they're currently looking for her in Sahua. What would I know of? What would the legends say anything about their abilities? Like, is one of them a renowned caster and the other has this legendary great axe or something? Like, so I have a general sense of what to look for or be prepared for?
The legends about the McCain brothers are that they move like shadows. They look like twins, but they're not.
Great.
They can appear out of nowhere and have the ability to fly like clouds and descend like thunderbolts.
Speaking of Genie, okay.
They are also the leaders of the Bounty Hunters Guild in all of Toivoa, and very well connected to the Matriarchy of Shu and the Assassin's Guild of Ivrex.
Okay, so they're the head of the Bounty Hunters Guild and are close, just have close ties with the Assassin's Guild.
To the Assassin's Guild from Ivrex, yes.
Where, and I'm sorry, can you spell that from where?
YVRIX.
Oh, but I was looking for a city and I missed the big S. Okay, got it. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
But based on what it seems like the bounty specifies that Saphira should be brought back alive. So I hopefully can intuit that I don't have to, at least yet, worry about an Assassin's Guild coming after Saphira if she's supposed to be brought in alive.
Correct.
I can only hope. Okay.
Because they want her for information. But the basic history check is that the wanted poster specifically said dead or alive.
Well, that's why I was following up on it, because I was not
Would you like
sure
to roll an insight check as to why?
Yeah, please. Okay. Let me just get it in my notes. Yeah, insight check on it. And
10.
I may re-roll. Oh, great.
Okay, you're good. All right. Speak with dead is a thing.
Ah, right. Although it doesn't make him tell the truth. And I wouldn't try, but like I bet necromancers have tricks up their sleeves.
They have they have their ways.
Yeah, and he wouldn't know the specifics. Isaac wouldn't know the specifics of speak with dead. He would just have a sense of perhaps they could use necromancy to get answers from it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that
specifically in stuff you would have heard about the bounty hunters and such is if they were to kill you, they have ways of manipulating where your spirit ends up. And this is stuff that you might have heard about the Cold Meat Cadre, is that they have the capability of sending your eternal soul to different places in the afterlife as opposed to just where you're supposed to be going.
Hate that. Okay. And they look like twins. I guess that's probably all cool. Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All
That's
right,
Isaac.
so
that's it.
You guys get a long rest tonight. The two hunters that you are with are going to do all the watching for you guys, so you do not have to stay up to do that. I'm sorry? Yeah, you can if you'd like. You can stay up with them. Sujin will stay up for the first half of the night, and then Jung Shui will stay up for the second half.
Cool. Glad to make a new friend.
Right.
Halfway through the night, they will start playing Three Dragon Ante against each other. Would you like to join in?
Bryn is interested. Bryn is gonna get up early and do a little bit of cooking as part of his chef feat and make some treats. And I'd like to play this game.
All right.
Just real quick, I'm gonna roll some dice for my various magic. Okay, that's like the third long rest in a row I've gotten a 1 for the Wand of Identify, so that's still not full yet. And then Magic Missiles is full. Presto's hat goes back to 3, and Staff of Healing is the important one. That's gonna be yay! Oh, that's huge.
Nice.
We get the full charges back. Neat. Okay, yeah, let's play some 3 Dragon Ante.
Awesome. No one ever plays 3 Dragon Ante with me because I'm really good at this and people always turn me down.
Damn.
So, 3 Dragon Ante. I got my cards here for you.
All right.
Got dragons and everything. So,
All right.
as you guys begin playing the game, have you played before?
I have not.
Bryn.
Might have played
Okay.
before.
Let's go ahead and roll a history check for Bryn.
Sure. History for Bryn. 12.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you've at least played 1 or 2 games. This is probably one of those things you were introduced to at college and probably contributed to your delinquency.
All right.
Tati, have you participated?
I have.
You have. Okay. Are you cheating through a death mask?
It's not cheating. It's
Are you
natural
gaining
skills.
advantage through the death mask?
No, I'll put them away for now.
Okay, you're not. Okay. So,
But also not cheating.
sorry for insinuating cheating.
It's not
Although
a ghostwriter. I wrote this book.
I could absolutely wake up this morning from my trance with proficiency in 3 Dragon Ante.
All right. Well, that is a thing. So, grand total here, I have for Bryn, you have a copper dragon, a gold dragon, and a white dragon. The idea is to collect all of the same number or the same color. And this is a game that I wish Roll20 would include in their system, but they don't. So you have a 3 and 2 6s. Tati, you have a brass dragon, a blue dragon, and a red dragon with 2, 7, and 12. Would you guys like to discard any cards? I would recommend that Bryn discard the 3.
Yeah, I was going to say I've got a pair of 6s, so I'd like to discard my card that's not a 6, and I'd like to hunt for another 6.
Awesome. You receive a silver dragon, which is a number 10. Tati, you have a 2, a 7, and a 12. You have nothing that matches.
I will throw back the 2 and the 7.
2 and the 7. All right. Okay, you got a silver dragon worth a 12 and a green dragon worth an 8. Neither of you have any matches, so the winner is the person with the highest total. 2 6s and a 10 is 22. Tati, you have a grand total of 32. You win the hand.
Woo.
Nice.
So, we'll say that Tati continues her winning streak for the evening and will go ahead and gain a grand total of 30 gold. If you guys have ever wanted to play through Dragon Ante, Wizards of the Coast does sell them, and it is an awesome box set. Comes with even the gold pieces to gamble with and everything. It looks like this.
Nice.
Trying to stop us from using real money. Rude.
Yeah. And it's super easy, quick game to learn. This is one of those D&D props that if you ever want to DM or play a game from within the game, this one is the one I recommend.
Julio.
The prop I use in my in-person games because people love learning quick card games, and the cards are beautiful.
Agree.
All right. So after a long rest, you guys wake up the next morning, fully rested. Anything else you guys want to do before leaving this small camp to head back to the main tent?
I don't think so. You'll
Okay.
probably routinely hear Coin walk up to you, just show you like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" Just showing you a sketch of grung chess.
Grung chess.
Right,
Jung
okay.
Choi, the gentleman that you guys are with, is highly interested in grung chess.
You're interested in buying a couple prototypes?
I would be interested in trading for one, yes.
Would you be interested in producing one? Cause otherwise, let's hit that road.
I could do so. I have trades that I could have done. When we return to the tent, let me speak to one of the shamans who can craft such a thing.
Coin goes from sort of like joking about like, yeah, we'll trade about it, to like actively interested. Like, okay, I'll take you up on that.
I have provided them with some turquoise and turtle shell that we would make into a beautiful board.
That'd make a great combination. I think he'll probably talk your ear off, like as we're getting ready to go. Where he's like, "So the mechanism of getting them to stick to the side, I don't really know yet, but we'll find a way."
Perhaps small pockets with hooks on the pieces.
Bucks. I didn't. Little light bulb goes off over his head. Like, yeah, it's a great idea you just donated.
I donate part of our friendship.
Like, I'll cut you in. I see.
Thank you.
Coin is
But please do not cut
sketchy
me.
notes. You'll get a
The
split.
surgeon will be most disappointed if you were to cut me.
It's like, look, buddy, I do chops. I don't do stabs generally. Depends.
Please
you
do
don't need
not
to worry.
chop me. Do not dice me. Do not mince me.
The only thing I'll do is check you.
And he gives you a shoulder check to knock you over.
What's Coin's saving throw on that?
It's athletics versus acrobatics, and this guy's got a 10. So 1d20 plus 10. Needs you beat an 11.
Damn, he rolled that down.
Yeah.
I'll roll my lower.
I just want to
athletics.
tell a story. Yeah.
They've been
Okay.
telling it since we got here, and it wasn't just the dice. Like,
Yeah.
he's-
Coin will be caught off guard, but he'll hold.
Yeah.
his
If anyone
stance
wants to
on
play
it.
Jung Choi, he's already rolled his nat 1 for stats.
Yeah. Coin gives him a nod. He's ready.
Cool. All right. So you guys all pack up and get ready to leave. You hop on board your malls, and everyone starts heading off across the landscape towards the main tent of the Slashing Winds. We're going to montage this as Chariots of Fire music plays behind you guys, and you will
Can we
arrive
race?
8 hours later, unless there's something you guys want to do on the way.
race.
Make more
Race.
tattoos.
Many of you are going to be racing. That is one of the things that Isujin and Jung Choi really enjoy, is pushing their birds to as fast as they can go. Need you guys to roll animal handling checks, please.
When okay.
If
When
you're
the
gonna
race.
Good.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go for it.
Athletics.
That figures. Go ahead. Yep. Centaur on a bird. Yeah. Okay.
Points just running.
I also have a
Good note.
Ooh.
Oh, ignore that.
Lucky
I
that
have
tw-
disadvantage.
You know what? I'll
I have
take a lucky.
disadvantage
I'll
and a
take a lucky
minus
on it.
1. I don't think this is gonna go well.
I
Wait,
hit that
what?
on
I
accident.
rolled
for the
it. Wait,
record,
what? Hello?
But I'm taking the lucky.
Oh, now it did it again.
Zero.
We got it!
Wow.
0! I wanted to get the 0.
Welcome to the club.
All right.
Bruce just jogging.
Bruisin
I
fell
mean,
off.
honestly, I feel like I'm just gonna get bucked off, and then Ruz is just gonna just run.
He's got one foot in the stirrup being dragged behind. Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm like dragging the animal. Yeah, I'm dragging the animal with me because it's so fucking strong. He's just
Yeah.
running.
No, lose it.
All
You get
right.
on top of the animal.
It doesn't like me.
Meanwhile, Coin charges ahead and will make it to the tent first.
When you get there, you'll see Coin just like sort of leaning on the animal, like, I finally made it, huh? Well, you know, it's just good teamwork, I guess. And as you look away, you see him pick a flea off of the. No, it's the one Ruse had had before.
Oh no.
Oh my
I
god.
cut it a deal. If you win the race, I'll get rid of your fleas.
She's gonna cast Druidcraft on Coin and dump a bunch of leaves on his head.
Is
Coin, you look like an Olympic champion with the laurels.
I think his head will
Where'd you
just
get
pop out
laurels?
of it. Like, still one.
You know, the little leaf crown that the Olympians used to have? Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Should
Awesome.
have drawn that onto the chess piece. I did a crown. All right.
For the record, I love the little frog's tongue on that.
So cute.
Oh, it's the coin. Never mind. It's the coin sticking
Yeah.
out of his mouth.
Looks like a little tongue now.
Yeah. All right. So you guys arrive, and Kiritai comes over to you. It appears that you have succeeded, and he holds out his hand expectantly.
Coin will grab the puzzle, hand it to him, completed. I don't think he'll boast, so
looks
just
at
look
it.
at him.
Interesting. I do not know what this means, but I trust that you are not dead, that you have learned wayfaring.
I got a question I didn't ask before. How did you get the puzzle? If you don't even know how it's finished, where'd you get this?
We get it as a hand-me-down, an heirloom from our ancestors.
Oh, they don't hand down the answer sheet either?
No, why would they? That would encourage people to cheat.
Fair.
What do you do
Anyways-
to cheaters? We know what you do to people who mess with the crystals.
Do you think
We
school is
punish them?
cheating?
For the record, we didn't.
Hard for it.
Understood. That is good. But no. For cheaters, we simply announce to the other tribes that you are a cheater and you have a reputation as such for the rest of the time.
That's pretty bad.
And no one will
also-
make deals with you, no one will trade with you, and eventually you will starve.
Seems a little harsh. Isaac makes a good point in the chat. Who wants to attune to the, how do you pronounce them? Ion stones?
Okay?
I do not know how they're pronounced.
We do
I can
now that
sense,
we're
yeah.
back in our main tent, can we do our little bit of like item distribution and strategy?
Absolutely. You guys make your way up underneath the tent, get time to relax and chill. You guys are safe. You are not at risk for being reattacked by another fear. What would you guys like to trade around items and do? And yes, for the record, fear is in the mountain. It's not one. Fear is plural.
Assuming Eric okays that we have what we traded for, I did establish in my last message that you guys were in the tavern, just sort of at like a table, and Coin called you over to get it fitted. So
Yeah, the only
would have
thing
it.
that they haven't gotten yet is the Mariner's armor.
Yep.
The Tots got a little bit ahead of themselves on the deal because they haven't crafted it yet. And they're assuming it's going to be easy. It probably is for them, but I do have to make them jump through the hoops of crafting it.
totally valid. So yeah, Coin put the ions in the bag of holding, but anyone can grab them.
I think we should assign those right now. I think that our martial characters, Tati and Coin and Saphira, are the best people to carry them.
Oh, I'm a martial character.
Well, I just mean not a
In a
full
pinch.
caster.
I'm gonna flex.
Full honor now.
Because
Not with that arm, you're not.
the rest of us are going to be concentrating on spells, and so I think that the people who don't concentrate on spells regularly should carry the magic stones.
Coin's gonna hold the ion out. He's like, this totally defeats the purpose of my tattoos. Just for the record, totally covers it.
Completely. You can have the tattoo and the stone, and then you can cast more spells. What do you mean?
Yeah, but then no one can see the tattoo, you know?
Oh, so it's about the seeing part, not about the spells. Got
Does
it.
this work if I just like wrap it to my waist or something? What's the rules here?
I have no idea.
So to activate, you can carry it on your person, and then as an action, you can activate it, and it floats around your head, and then you can cast the spell using whatever the casting time is. So I think you take them, you attune to them now, whoever wants them. I think we may as well put spells in them as soon as possible, because I don't think the spells stored in them go away during a long rest.
They do not.
So I think we want to put spells in them as soon as possible, and then I think you just carry them, and then when we're ready to go into combat, you give them a tap, they float around your head, and then you've got a spell that you can cast at will. And then once you
Part of
cast
the
it,
attunement process is that they are always floating around your head.
Unusual. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's niche. So it wait, like once you're attuned, it's just sort of constantly around here, or
Yeah. Many different styles of them exist. Some people just have it as being a rock that orbits. Some people have it just stylistically being in a specific spot. Some people have them like resting on their forehead, like the Hindi third eye, things like that.
okay. All right. So I got a question for you, Eric. Could I
Yes, sir.
flavor it? So I know like it's already a pre-made item, but Coin's kind of obsessed with the moon. Having, a navy or pink circular object that looks like a moon floating around his head would kind of
Mhm.
look cool as hell to me.
Cool.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So
You
under that
guys,
condition,
one of my
yeah,
other
he'll-
statements, other than Dice One Tell Story, is flavor is free.
Flavor is free. One of the pillars of D&D.
well, regardless, I'm gonna take the pink stone.
wait,
and I'm
hold
gonna-
on.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I'm stretching the definition of pink here, but I just think like if you look at Coin's pants, they're sort of like a burgundy pinkish. I think it would be great color coordination if he's got something the same color, like a pink moon.
So we're
I'm
going
thinking
for
about the
pink.
I'm thinking about the aesthetics here. Does it
Pink,
does
pink.
it
All
fly?
Are we talking crystal pink?
Yeah, I'm cool with if your pants
with
are
either.
burgundy, and if you guys want pictures of this at some point in the future, I will find pictures. Having had a burgundy 3-piece suit in the past, you may have a burgundy ironstone.
Let's
Alright.
go.
I was the ring boy for my uncle's wedding, and I had to wear a burgundy 3-piece suit.
Okay.
I look
Oh,
super cute.
Just be like, oh my god.
Crystal, how do you feel about popping a third level spell into one of the stones?
Depends on which one.
I don't know. What you...
Which ones aren't you doing?
Legend lore.
Guardians?
You're putting legend lore in the stone. Got it.
Hilarious.
third level bless, third level spirit guardians.
Yeah. I can do Spirit Guardians would be sick.
Amazing.
Would they show up as your spirit guardians or as whoever cast them?
Definitely.
You'd want to
that
give
would be
Spirit Guardians to whoever
very
would
fun,
be like
too.
most likely to be standing in the front. With the stones.
So if Ruzid uses my Spirit Guardians, he's just part of the cheer squad now. That is.
I think
I definitely want to see
Rusa
Rude
also.
with
He's like
pom-poms.
holding the cheerleaders up.
He's a
Yeah,
really good
yeah.
coach. He does amazing tricks. Like next.
I think Ruzid with Spirit Guardians would be pretty great. I know Ruzid also wants to concentrate on Enlarge Reduce, which is one of his new toys at this level. So I think Saphira could also carry Spirit Guardians pretty well.
Yeah.
Because Saphira has really high armor class and is usually right in the thick of it.
Good idea.
So I think that Saphira would do a good job with Spirit
Getting a great
Guardians.
bonus to concentration checks from her blade song.
Yeah. I agree with
Oh,
that
that's a good point.
assessment.
Yeah, that's an excellent suggestion. So Bryn will take one of the stones, and I think I put haste into it. I think it's the most universally good, uh, always good third level spell. Slow is really good if you've got like a bunch of enemies clumped together.
Only thing I mean, I don't disagree with any of that. I will just say the most dangerous position for the person with haste on them is to also be concentrating on their own haste, because you're using haste to get right in the thick of it and taking a lot of attacks, and even though it bumps your AC, you're putting yourself in a position to be making a lot of con saves. So it's
That's true,
I
but they don't
disagree
have
with
to.
that.
They don't
I
have to
just mean,
cast
let's
it on
be careful about
themselves. They can cast it on
Yeah,
anyone in the
that's
party.
agreed.
Yeah.
Fully. I just meant let's keep that in mind when being deliberate about who the stone goes to, vis-a-vis who, and then whose haste is going to be cast on. Just keeping that in mind. That's all I meant.
I
I
mean,
think-
also like
Go
we
ahead,
can
Crystal.
change the spells that go into these stones. So like if we're anticipating that we're gonna get into a fight this session, we should be filling them with what we would need in a fight. Versus like if we're gonna go into like a heist, right? I would like stock it up with haste and like
That's true. We can always just dump the spells in them and do another one. But as long as we're not expecting to immediately go into combat, I think let's prepare
We
them
are
now so that
expecting
we
to
have them.
travel. We are expecting to travel. So I'm
On the
not pushing
travel.
back. Yeah, not pushing back against your point, Brent. Actually, just building on it. And Crystal saying like we should have battle ones in there in case we get ambushed by like bandits or natural predators or whatever the hell's out here while traveling.
Another freaking dragon.
dragon.
So yeah, I would think either haste, slow, a third level cure wounds or healing word, anything like that.
I think haste would be the most universally useful spell in
go.
any situation, even if it's not combat. And I think Tati would be a good carrier for it because
He's not like in the front lines.
yeah, I think another option is Coin because
agreed.
now that Coin has the mobile feat, he's going to be jumping in and out.
True.
Jumping in and out of combat and generally not getting busted up. I think.
Yeah, no, he's got way more. Usually, Coin like kind of has to. He can't jump in because he can't end his turn on it. But now,
Yeah.
he will be actively in the front line, or at least
Okay.
So,
potentially.
so maybe that would make Coin a good target for haste the spell, but Tati should carry the stone to cast it on somebody like Coin. I mean, up to you, Coin. If you want the Ioun Stone, like obviously you did the flavor for it, and it would be fun. I just bet you might be
want it
more
bad,
a good
but-
target for the.
Oh well, I think we should be targeting our haste with people who can hold their hasted action and then sneak attack twice.
That's
IMO.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. I
Well,
think that
sorry.
You
hang on.
can't.
Oh, I see what you mean there.
Oh.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Got it. It took me a minute, but I followed that, Zach. That's a good suggestion. I mean, I don't see why not. Tati, do you want haste on you, and then Coin is gonna hold the stone to cast it, and then use the mobile feat to try and not get hit in the process?
Well, the thing is, if you're doing that strat, you kind of have to be standing out in the front line or have a ranged weapon, because otherwise you can't use your like time to disengage because you're doing it outside of your turn. So it would either be
I don't
Saphira
want
holding
haste.
it. Yeah.
Oh, because Tati does not want haste. Okay.
okay. Haste is good on anybody. Spellcasters. Bryn has made very good use of having haste on him.
Coin,
so you could
Coin or Tati are great candidates to hold it, though. I agree, Brandon. And if you guys think, with rogue stuff, Saphira can be the target of it.
Is attunement permanent? Like, can we both be attuned to it, but sort of just hand it off whenever one of us needs it more?
Now
30
you need
minutes.
An hour to.
Takes it out. Yeah, 30 minutes.
It's not
But I
permanent.
mean, you can
always just
target
turn it off and on with an hour of short
Okay,
rest.
Yeah,
Yes.
not in combat, but outside of it. we
outside of
theoretically
combat, we
could
can
swap.
switch it around.
Cool. So Bryn, you put haste in one, and Crystal, you put Spirit Guardians in the other,
I will
and then
do
you're
so.
handing them off respectively to
Whoever wants them. I'll
Saphira
put haste.
and-
I'll put haste in the blue one, and whoever wants to attune to the blue one can do so.
I would do Rizid and Saphira right now.
But
Just-
I mean, I think Walker's idea is good. Yeah, if you throw the pink one out
I'm
there,
already going to
Spirit
be
Guardians,
concentrating on stuff a
Burgundy.
lot, so I think it's better if Coin or Toddy takes it, or Severe, I guess. Severe, Coin, and Toddy are the ones in the party who aren't concentrating on stuff as often.
I think Coin's
Uh,
perspective on this would be, you can use it whenever you want. My one contingency is when I'm doing deals, I get it. Because it helps with my rim light. It makes me look more imposing and trustable.
Trustable.
I don't know if the
Trustable.
floating thing around your head makes you more trustable. It makes you look cool.
Makes me look
Does that
important.
make you... I guess.
Trustworthy is the word you're looking for.
I don't need it when we're fighting. I can get along. When we're out of it,
I don't.
I want
I
it
don't
right
want
here.
it. Saphira and Coin take them.
Saphira, you should take it then. Yeah, are you good with it, Saphira?
Hey, of course.
Great.
Roll an insight check on
Ruby doesn't want
Saphira.
it either.
All of us.
So, Coin, you should take the other one. 'cause there's no
There's a
other
chance that
resident
Saphira
party
might
that
sell
wants it.
this.
Well,
There's a chance that any of us might sell it. Like
Yeah.
we're all we know who we're with.
yeah, but who will sell it for more than we bought it for? And less.
I love that.
My
I
so
love that Zach's webcam keeps following him when he moves the chair.
It's what it does. It knows.
So the blue one with haste is going to Coin then, because there's nobody else Coin. Ruzid and Tati don't want it, and Saphira's already taking the other one. So you should take the blue one by default.
That's fine with me.
We're just going to be too busy concentrating on larger dues for the foreseeable future.
Can you remind me what
Uh,
the one I got has?
Spirit Guardians.
You have Spirit Guard.
Oh, ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
My other question is, Saphira, you are currently the keeper of the Advanced Wand of Wonder. Do you want to hang on to that, or do we want to pass it around some more so that everybody gets a turn?
I don't know what you're talking about. What's that Advanced Wand of Wonder?
You sell it.
He already sold it.
I would never sell such a thing. If
Alright.
if I knew what it's worth.
Do we all know about Saphira?
Did you at least get a good price for it?
The only person who knows about Saphira's history is technically Isaac.
Yeah, and Isaac is not. He's big on, like, he respects privacy. He wants to know what he feels like he should know to do his job. So he doesn't. I guess I shouldn't say he doesn't respect it. He felt no problem invading it with legend lore, but he's not going to tell anybody else about it.
I should have taken Damon to a different channel to discuss that. I'm sorry, Jordan.
It's all good. I think yeah, like there was nothing that was said that like I'm not perfectly fine with having out in the open.
Okay.
More?
Can just like flush my memory if needed. It's no biggie.
Bird.
Well, we're great. You guys are great at role playing your characters with info they don't.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you're
Yeah,
great.
it doesn't affect gameplay.
Alright.
Cool. So, do we want to begin our travels now that we've passed out all the stuff?
Let's go.
Is there any
yes.
trades that you would like to do while you're here?
Just since since I'm no longer tuned to 3 different magic items, I'm gonna go into the. Ooh, actually, there's a what is there's a couple of museum loots that I might attune to. What's the tooting flute of cahoots? I don't remember what that is. I'll
Let
search
me
it.
look
I'm
that
gonna
for you here.
I'm
I'll
gonna
look it
attune
too.
to something else, either the Ring of Warmth, just something to hold my third, take my third. I'm gonna remove the 2 ion stones from the bag, and then I'll attune to something else. Animal friendship, charm person, charm monster, friends. I don't see myself using that very much. I'll take the Ring of Warmth and I'll attune to it.
Okay.
Just since I've got no I got a third spot for that.
Does Ruzid have time to make a tattoo during this time? During all this attuning time?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna make a level 1 tattoo for someone. He's gonna look around and just be like, "Who wants a tattoo? We got time for one."
Oh, I haven't had a tattoo in a while. I'd love one.
Okay, well, you got 4 options now.
All
You
right.
want enlarge reduce, silvery barbs, shield, or absorb elements?
Enlarge reduce is tempting, but I don't think I'm gonna get much use out of that. So I think silvery barbs is the best option for me.
Okay, we're just gonna spend 25 GP of their supplies.
Hold
and...
off on that because there's gonna be some other stuff happening. When Ruzid goes to take out his tattoo equipment, Bryn has not seen Ruzid do a tattoo yet. And when Bryn takes out his new magic needle, Bryn is going to stop him and ask Ruzid, is that your blood?
Yeah.
Ruzid,
What about it?
are you using blood magic to do your tattoos?
I didn't ask them how it worked. They just told me they needed some blood to get it going.
Ruzid, this is a terrible idea.
Just a little bit of blood magic. Just a tiny
I don't
bit.
know. Riz is gonna like kind of pick his brain and try to remember what Ibli did in the like tribe when they did tattoos, because he knows there was a magical tattooist in their tribe that did tattoos,
Yes.
but he doesn't. I don't know if he remembers anything about their methods or like what their style was at all.
The style
Okay.
was very different. Their style was very Celtic, knot style. What Takui Tachu is very different and is absolutely steeped in blood magic.
Oh well, I mean, I guess this isn't really the same type of tattooing that I saw Ibli do all that time ago, but I mean, they get the job done.
I'm not ready for this. What you want to do is you're with your own blood is your own business, but I've changed my mind. I don't need a tattoo right now.
Ah, come on! Okay,
Everybody
well, you're
else is
lost.
doing it.
All
Who
the
wants
cool
a
kids
free
are doing it,
tattoo?
man.
You know, Bryn, it costs me every time I make these tattoos, right? Like, not only people charge you for it, but like, I mean, I'm not gonna charge you for it. You guys are my friends.
I
Point
get
says,
that. I
I still
appreciate
have
that you're
one.
trying
but
to
I'll-
do us a favor, but
Yo, 2 double
I got
tattoos.
one, but I'll do a double up.
Double up. Yeah.
Double up.
Now that's a customer.
Yeah.
And
I'm
Rue's
not
gonna ask
paying
again
customer.
which spell.
What are the options? Because I imagine he's walking in on the tail end of this.
Azar elements, shield, silvery barbs, enlarge reduce. Those are your options.
Healer's choice me. Again.
Ruz
I don't really
is
care
gonna-
about the effect. It's just the aesthetic.
Ruz is gonna
Roll
give
the
him a
dice.
silvery barbs tattoo, and it's gonna be kind of like a sparkle on the moon.
I
on their
will say
back.
I think he already had silvery barbs
Extra
is what he double silver. I'm fine with it. I'm
Give
just
him
letting
more
you know.
silvery barbs. Ruz is gonna keep giving you silvery barbs. He thinks that
Coordinate.
it's gonna save his ass in the future.
It works. The way I'm keeping track is with a custom item, so I can just make it 2. It's perfect.
excellent.
Let's go. Okay,
Can you-
and tattoo done.
You control the
Oh.
color of it, right?
Oh wait, I need to do the check. I forgot. I'm gonna give myself guidance on this now that I have it. I'm not forgetting that. So
You mind if I give you guidance too? Just, I'm personally invested here.
I mean, you can help me, but I don't know if you can combine them together. I guess we'll find out.
It's just
I
critiquing
like-
your work as you're doing it.
Oh my god! Oh, 30! 30!
Nice.
We got a 30!
All right. So, what are the spells you trying to combine?
It's not. I mean,
Or what
Ruzit
was-
wasn't
just
trying to make a
crafting.
combination, but I guess I
Yeah.
can now because it's so good. I was trying to just give him a second silvery barbs.
Okay, yeah, you can do the second silvery barbs, no problem.
Coin just wanted you to like make his actual moon tattoo shining. The clouds around his sort of like his shoulder area already are.
Yeah, that's what he
Yep.
was going for. I give him 4 tattoos by accident. Yeah.
I don't know. It should be like glow in the dark tattoos.
They all
Like,
are
where-
red, go in the
Little
park.
neon light.
Where'd that creek come from? Did you add that?
No.
He'll stand up after he gets the tattoos, looks at it. He seems pleased with it.
You're getting better at this.
I'm just hoping it saves one of us in the future.
He'll nod.
So, as you guys get done doing all these attunements and item trades and everything, because you left the first camp at 8 a.m. and spent 8 hours traveling, it'd be 4 p.m. You spend an hour or so doing all of the attunement and such, and then another hour doing the tattoo. It's 6 p.m.
Can we try and get like 4 or 5 hours of travel in before we
You guys
call it a
want to
day?
do that?
We're just leaving the camp.
More fun. It's
Well,
more fun out there.
Aren't we looking for that missing thing? Aren't we trying to like
Yeah, but
travel
I
towards it?
thought they were saying that they were gonna like look with us.
Are they?
They're welcome to come with, I guess, if they want. Why not?
I'm like, we can bail out. That's fine. I'm just. Can I
didn't know that they
get
were.
a bird
I
from
missed
them
that.
before we do? Because I want to have a bird.
Do you want the bird? Just go take one.
Coin has
Just go take one. I'm a legend now.
They
Coin
love you.
technically has business here. I'm not trying to like extend it out during session,
Sure.
but the grung chest, he would definitely follow up on.
All right.
Like while we're busy, but here's the schematics. When we're back, I want to see what you can do with this.
They
One's
have the
getting a tattoo and he's
schematics.
like, "Oh, come over here. By the way, I'm going to do some negotiating on the side. Here, don't mind this. Don't mind
Absolutely.
the blood being put into my skin. Let's talk about drunk."
Totally see that.
Absolutely.
Just sitting in the chair, like, let's do business. No, I'm not busy.
Yeah. As you are sitting there, they will Jung Shui and your friend Yigu are both going to go ahead and talk to you about Grung Chess and work up a drawing for it, and Yigu will start working on crafting it.
Yeah, Coin will find the papers from his offhand. He's showing it to them.
Okay.
He's going on describing it about like,
Sure.
Yeah, so it's sort of it's not dragon chess. It's an iteration, right? It's wall based. It's not layer based.
Sure. So, you says the next time you come by to talk to him about Grung Chess, and he will have something to be played.
nice.
All right.
I
Anyone
have
else
a
have any other business here?
couple
Tati, you wanted to
items.
get a maul, one of the birds?
Yeah. Is it
Uh,
possible to get like 7?
7 of them. Wow.
Well, like a
Did the whole group
really
just travel
big-
here on like 2 or 3? Or did
Yeah.
we? Did
no,
we all
you
have
guys
individual?
each had one.
Oh, okay,
What?
cool.
I
Crystal's
thought I
a
was
special
standing on a
case.
big one with like Ruza.
Yeah. You guys are borrowing the birds from this tribe to do that travel, and they were basically stuck here while you guys did that trip. So, if you guys want to try to acquire birds, you totally can try. Are you going to try to purchase them? How would you like to go about doing this?
I think Coin is going to inquire more on like,
Are you entirely dependent on these birds to travel?
Indeed, they are a form of travel and transportation and food and beast of burden. Of course, these are our
Right.
livestock.
And so what's the turnaround on getting a baby, turning it into a vehicle?
From a hatchling to full grown is 1 year.
So if we took
Oh.
if we took 80 of your birds, you'd kind of just be left out to the dust.
Yes, we do have a couple to spare, but they don't have enough to just give away 7 birds.
Look,
So
I'm not
you
for getting
guys-
more birds. I don't want birds.
When you guys came back from the from Fort Folly, they had beasts of burden with them, and that's why you had transportation from there. But that's what they use these animals for. They don't just like keep them for pretties.
You guys don't happen to have like maybe a wagon around here?
Oh, wagon? Yes, we have wagons.
How many miles does it take to pull one of those?
One.
For like a full wagon? Like what's the weight limit
Yes.
here?
Oh, one of the Bofu Mall can pull 3 wagons.
Okay. Why don't you show me around. Show me what
Okay.
you have on offer.
I'm
They
coming
will
too.
walk you around and show you the different kinds of birds. They have the little racing birds. They've got the stout thoroughbred birds, and then they have the big Bofu Mall, which is the one that, kind of crab walks outwards.
Coin's looking
Stalking.
around.
A
I kinda-
combat bird.
I'm sorry, what, Tati?
Is there a combat bird?
Push comes
The
to shove.
combat bird is the thoroughbred one. Let me get the name of it. Yeah. Here you go. The Mormal.
Well, now that we've been embraced by the land, blessed by the crystals, and are off on a holy mission to eradicate bad guys and drugs.
You are not the
From-
Blues Brothers.
Be.
I mean, we might be though.
Coin looks at his hand.
Pretty blue.
Coin will say,
I probably should have specified I wanted to see the wagons, but this works too.
And
But this-
he'll take you to go see their wagons.
Coin will make a note as to what Tati noticed with like the combat one. We'll keep
Sure.
a tab.
Picking out a cute one right now.
Okay. So, as Tati goes to pick out a cute one, the wagons cost 35 gold each.
These don't have serial numbers, do they? Hey, they probably don't.
He looks at you. You would count cereal?
Cereal?
You guys have cereal, but you don't have compasses.
Ketchup and cereal.
Coin looks to make like how is it a wagon that our party could fit on? Is it a small
Yeah.
wagon?
Yeah, you can fit 7 people on a wagon, no problem. It's
You
not a red flyer wagon, it's actually a big wagon.
Ketchup and cereal. Sounds like a fun combo. Maybe you can make that
Don't
brand.
tell me about my daughter's choice of diet. She eats the weirdest things, tell you what.
I don't think Coin's picky about what he's looking at. He just
Okay.
finds some. If there's like an obvious benefit to one, he may clue in. But otherwise, he's like, we all fit on it. It's good condition.
Yeah.
He will. He'll pay off of it. I don't think he'll even really barter. He'll just
Okay.
sticker price it.
All right, 35 gold for a wagon. And
take it.
as Tati has picked out a cute mall,
It's the most ferocious looking thing I can find.
oh, you want the ferocious one. All right,
It's,
that's
it's
the
I mean,
Crow.
obviously cute, but a Mormal that I could take into battle that looks like death is on the land.
Okay. Cool. So it's got a hooked beak that's serrated. The claws are all jagged and torn. It looks like it is a raven crossed with one of these malls.
Did someone crop its ears?
Probably.
Make it look more
Got it
intimidating.
all.
So they
Down.
serrated their beak.
Did a
Yeah.
full on this thing?
Someone decided to go full teenage high schooler goth on this bird.
How much for this one?
100 gold pieces.
100 gold pieces. Did you
100.
give him a name yet?
Yes.
Really?
Did a
You
purebred?
haven't named it. You haven't named anything. I'm excited to hear what this thing's name is.
This one's name is Death Talon.
Fantastic.
Subtle.
That's metal.
It's just Death Talon. Look, when I created the world, I got worked with my friends, and they're like, "Okay, you've got these different birds. One of the got like 4 names for combat birds, and one of them's Death Talon. Another one's Peckerface.
I'll take that talent.
I've got Clawtooth, and then I have Bob.
Oh, come on.
And
No.
Bob, the tail has been cut short.
It's a Bob.
Bob sounds
Yeah.
like the most dangerous.
Eric, how dare you?
What?
That the tail has been cut short on Bob.
Oh.
I get it.
Coin's
Look.
gonna ask.
Not all of my
Go ahead.
world building comes just from me. I've got people who I work with on this stuff.
I would like to
If you guys are
work with
if you guys are ever interested in doing the world building stuff, let me know. I'll get you guys in on it.
Yeah,
I
so
wanna-
about that ocean name, that sea name.
Yeah, what about it?
How do you feel about
Toad Sea.
uh,
Got it.
Toad Sea?
Toad to
Toad
sea.
Sea.
Do
Yes.
we have to earn it? I'm okay with
You
it.
guys want to call it the Toad Sea?
You're the map maker. You get to write any name you want.
We will be
Yeah, technically you can do that.
But it's up to Eric whether his maps say that.
Any-
I'm cool with calling. If you guys want to label that the Toad Sea, we can label that the Toad Sea.
Toad sea.
If it catches on.
Yeah,
Fine, just-
Uh,
just go ahead. We'll call this little section here map. All right. So if you guys want to go over on the wiki and you want to label this the Toad Sea,
Let's go.
this small
We're writing
section down
history.
here will be the Toad Sea. Now, remember that feeds into some lore that Mr. Coin and I have been dabbling with,
Oh,
and that
100%.
may not be for your benefit.
Dun, dun,
Has anything been for our
dun.
benefit when
Dun,
it comes to
dun, dun.
lore?
I
Well,
I know
well
where
the
you're
lore
going with that,
gave
and I
the
agree.
lore led us to a museum heist, so I think that's to our benefit.
That's
All right, so Toad Sea. Okay. We go and put this on
talking
the
about-
to-do list for.
maybe like our characters benefiting, but we benefit by having fun.
Oh, I understand.
I feel like Coin would be making maps and then distributing them in the tavern, like whether they were accurate or not.
Yeah.
Oh, of course you would.
Well,
You gotta
100%. I would
moral
be
gray
disappointed
here-
if you didn't.
the moral gray here is he believes they're accurate. That doesn't mean they are. He thinks they are.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm reminded of last campaign on Monday nights. Knick Knack used to sell shields that were magical, quote unquote.
That's a good symbol
Curse.
there.
Curse his
Mhm.
name.
Curse his name.
Who's gonna whisper into this guard? Curse his name.
Mhm. Here's his
So-
name.
So looking at Death Talon, Coin's gonna say,
This one is trained, right?
It is
This isn't
trained
like
to
one of
kill,
the-
Yes.
Not a reject one that kept, biting its rider.
No, it is trained to kill and shred, and yes, it did bite its rider.
I'm going
But
to
it didn't kill him.
add.
No. And you look over at Yigu, the shaman that is working on your grung chest, and now you understand why he's lame in one leg.
I'd like to add saddles and food. Well, a saddle and
Okay.
food for Death Talon. And is it possible to get some barding for him here?
They don't put barding on the birds because it restricts their movement. But as far
Fantastic.
as the
Still
tack and
wild.
everything, yeah. As far as the tack and everything, yeah, you can buy that for another 10 gold pieces.
All right, 110.
So Coin looks at everyone that's with us. We'll probably exclusively be riding the wagon.
Yeah, I'm
Just let
definitely
Death
not
Talon-
riding one of those creatures. I can't do it. I just can't.
It's for the best.
Honestly, it's not even for my
Okay.
sake. Like I even am starting to feel bad about the. I mean, I just dragged him. Like I couldn't even. I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about it.
Well, if you want me to steer him, I can try.
Um,
Oh no.
Chris is gonna be like, I will not be riding in that wagon.
Coin will ask because he wasn't here during. Coin wasn't.
We'll say like, what do these things eat? They just eat anything.
They are omnivores. They will eat whatever food you provide them with. They are even
know.
cannibalistic if given the opportunity.
Good to know.
Small.
So if you provide them with mall meat, they will eat mall meat. If you provide them with berries, they will eat berries. Only watch out for what they leave behind. When they leave berries, it tends to be very slick.
I don't know if Isaac is nearby, but I think Coin, he hasn't eaten them yet. He's gonna pull out the rations to look at Isaac and say,
We need to establish good terms here.
breaks
Are
off
you
a
looking
part.
at him like with the vibe of like, don't be offended that I'm gonna give this to an animal or something? Is that like the? Is that like the?
It's like a food
Vibe.
waste. He's like, it's not that I don't want to eat it. It's that
Oh, he's like, bro. Literally every creature in the world loves garlic bread. You don't. This is an excellent plan. Like you don't have to
Okay.
sell me. Like this is.
all right.
Not every creature, unless you don't count vampires as creatures. But
I
they're
like
not
garlic
big
bread so
fans
much.
of
Why doesn't
garlic
Bryn
bread.
bake some?
We don't normally
Oh,
have access to an oven, but I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, why can't we just learn like make oven? Well, magic can do lots of things, right?
Good luck with that.
Learn
Bake
make
oven.
I mean, I can
fabricate
make
is
small.
right there. So we
If you
should.
can make oven, that's probably a point you can just poof bread into existence. I don't.
Bonfire and
bonfire?
stone shape. I think we could.
Well, there's also just create food and water, so we could just.
Which
Wait, so then well then what's
specifically
the
makes
issue?
terrible food. It very
This has been,
specifically
like,
makes
said in their
awful
lives.
food.
Really?
Yeah,
Not
it
heroes
really does make
feast.
bland food.
Yeah.
Okay, well
There's
we'll
no
have to go
garlic
with
bread when
Okay,
you
so-
create food and water.
we'll have to go with Toddy's approach then.
Bland
My
but
old-
nourishing.
My
Get
old
the
ship, there was a
fuck
rule
out.
that we didn't.
Okay, how about this, everyone?
Confidently. Go ahead.
Throw that
Yeah,
spell in
for-
the garbage.
Hey,
We will never use
Damon,
it.
spells you don't want to take produce produce
Look,
food.
what? Bland but nourishing. Get out of here. 4th level. Go home.
Yeah.
Like that's-
If you upcast it to 9th level, it might be a little tasty. Anyways,
So, 2-star, 3-star.
Bruce, it's like
If
Okay,
you've
okay,
got
okay.
ninth level
Next
spells,
time
you
we
might as
set
well
up
just
camp-
summon a feast.
You have
next
to wish.
time we
No, you have to wish for garlic bread. That's the only way to get it.
next time we set up camp, we'll have all the spellcasters set up a cool little makeshift oven, and Bryn will cook the garlic bread. Okay, how's that sound?
Coin will confidently crack, a section like a fourth off of the garlic bread we have, and start to approach the maw.
Okay.
Cautiously at first. He's reading the thing's, behavior. He's
Sure.
holding out this bread, inching
It
towards
looks like
it.
death incarnate. You're holding out the bread. Please roll your animal handling.
Incarnate.
Coin.
Eric, can we please,
Yeah.
can I do anything besides guidance, which I'm obviously going to do guidance, but I've got to be able to do, there's got to be a check.
Delivery
we can-
barbs.
Do you have, no, I mean, can you roll on Giancarlo's behalf?
Oh yeah.
with garlic bread? You know what I'm saying?
Well, Giancarlo's automatically got a 20. So
Right. So, does that give point,
So we're going
does
to
that
give
point advantage on the animal handling
advantage
check?
on this check because it is Giancarlo's garlic bread.
Amazing.
So we'll do the advantage on that. However, the rest of this check is totally up to Coin and the fact that he's about to offer garlic bread to a bird that he knows has injured someone to the point that they are permanently lame.
Okay, so when you say the rest is up to Coin, you mean I can't also add guidance to it?
Oh, absolutely, do guidance.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Giancarlo certainly has stroke of luck.
Right.
Oh, that's how you got Isaac.
Guaranteed 20 every time.
Coin, moments before feeding it, he's gonna look back and say,
You know, I had a cousin who would have told me to not try this.
and then he goes
Hey,
in.
what's
What's
his
the cousin's name?
That's a great question. I'm too terrified to come up with one right now. I think Coin can't remember. All he's thinking about is surviving.
You're gonna want that
You get
D4.
advantage on this. Well, and you get advantage, so
Yeah,
try
an
again.
advantage. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Oh,
You.
no.
Oh no.
Try
All
it
right.
again. Oh, fuck me. All right,
So-
a 14?
I do have a.
Come
Mhm. I'll take a
Okay,
look.
Bird
there you
casts
go.
finger of death on you.
So
And then-
the bird looks at you and snatches the bread out of your hand, barely missing your hand, and will chomp on it, chewing on the bread with little molars inside the beak. And it will look at you glaring, but will bend down and just stare at you eye to eye.
Coin turns around.
Oh, I can't remember his name, but everyone called him Wormface.
And looks back at the bird.
The bird's
The cousin,
mouth is
that is.
open, expecting more food.
Well,
I think Crystal's gonna telekinetically shove Coin out of the way just in case the bird tries to eat Coin.
I mean, Coin will get shoved out of the way, right?
Okay. The mouth snaps shut. It's like the sound of pruning shears cutting off a branch, just missing your head.
Oh, don't worry, Death Talon. We'll get you some more food. You need to eat up before we start our journey.
Its eye turns to you, and just looking out the side like a lizard, like a chameleon, the one eye follows you. You may not trust this thing yet.
As much as I trust anyone, I will lead it away
Aw.
to our side of the camp.
Well, before that, Coin gets up from the ground that
Oh,
he's fallen
Yeah, I guess
to.
we left you in the dirt.
Coin's gonna brush off, he'll point at the maw and say,
hey, you get the rest of the garlic bread when we get there.
and he walks away.
The bird looks at you, walks over to the wagon, and backs up.
Hey, wait a minute. Just to be clear, is Death Talon my combat bird, or did we buy a separate bird to pull the wagons?
You bought one bird.
Why not do
We bought
both?
one bird.
Yeah,
Wait,
but it
that
can
one
pull,
bird's
like,
gonna
3
pull the
wagons.
whole
Yeah,
wagon?
Fair
Did you
enough.
say it can pull 3 of them?
No, the big Bofumal can drag 3. This guy can only drag 1.
But can he drag a full one? Like a
Yeah.
party's worth? Okay,
No
then
sweat.
that's really what matters.
Oh, that's a big bird.
Oh yeah, they're 4-legged birds.
Oh, it's like a
Yeah.
griffin-looking thing.
Every time I think I know what these things.
Yeah, I thought it looked like something totally different. If it looks almost like a griffin, that's like 10 times more
Here
badass
we
than what I thought it
go.
looked
I will
like.
put the art back up for you guys. Here you go. There's the
Oh
4-legged
hell
bird.
yes, that
Oh,
looks
yeah,
cool.
he's griffin-like.
It's
Or,
kinda
It's
cute,
kind of like
honestly.
a chicken
Mine-
griffin almost.
Mine doesn't look like that.
No, yours is all black, all sleeked down and everything.
I'll have to get art of that.
It
Permanently
does have like the
angry face.
mohawk sticking out the back like Raven does, you know?
What is the
You know those huskies that just look evil all the time because they're markings?
This
You
is
mean
one of,
Aaliyah's dogs?
this looks like one of the more domesticated branches of the tree.
Yeah, this is the very nice version of the bird.
This is the one that gets eaten.
Shh. Yes, that's the turkey version. That's the one that my wife wants. All right, moving on from that. So, you guys have your bird, you have a wagon, you have the saddle, you have the harness, you have done asking for grunt chests. You have done tattoos. You've done attunements. Is there anything else you guys need from these people? Perhaps
Bryn,
a tent, or do you guys have a tent?
I don't think we have a tent, but Bryn, while all this is happening, Bryn is going to sneak off and investigate the possibility of trading spell scrolls.
Okay.
Several weeks ago, you suggested that if I was looking for scrolls, I could find a shaman. I don't know if that's the place where I'll go to start.
Okay. Where they're cooking the food and everything, the shamans are there. Yep.
Cool. I would like to find the shamans and inquire with them about I'd like to tell them I have spell scrolls and I'm interested in trading them for other spell scrolls.
Which spell scrolls are you interested in?
So I have
is going to be the guy you're talking to.
Okay. Well, are they going to have a specific library that I can choose from, or can I just kind of ask for whatever I want and we'll see what?
Yeah, ask for a specific thing. I need to build the subclass for shaman. It's on my list of things to do, but I've been finishing the blood mage first.
Okay. So if that's what they're, that makes sense. I'm gonna DM you some stuff.
Sure.
Real quick.
Yeah, send me that list. While he's doing that, anyone else doing anything? Because his name's Eye Patch.
The birth name.
Wormface Eye Patch is his name?
Yeah. Called Wormface, but that's his real name.
Oh, okay, got it. All right,
Oh, I might
that
have,
on
I
the
might have,
list.
I might have met that cousin. I've seen a lot of people with eye patches.
You see a grung with an eye patch?
Let's.
Oh, question, did you?
Not sure why not.
I
of
hate
course-
to
of
say
course
it,
I
if
did.
you saw an orc with an eye patch, it probably wasn't my cousin.
I mean, I've encountered Grog in all my travels. Certainly, yeah. You spend a lot of time out at sea. You see all sorts of people who love the water.
Oh, they get around. They probably tried to fight you for one of your loots.
They certainly didn't win.
Well, no, not when the guy's steering has one eye.
Well, wait, I'm not talking about me. I have two eyes, so
I know it's Coin is holding back riffing. Like, yeah, you're nuts.
So they do have those two, but as far as the first one, they don't have that one.
Yep, that's fine. In that case, I have. Okay. All right. Let me. All right.
Are you trading scrolls with them, or just?
Yeah. If they'll take.
them?
Well, I don't have money, so I was hoping to trade scrolls.
Yeah, they'll trade one for one. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I have 2 second-level scrolls.
Let's do that.
So I'll do the 2 for 2.
Cool.
Trade the Call Lightning scroll while we're at this because nobody in our party can use Call Lightning. So we should get rid of that and get some value out of it.
I didn't want to take that without permission. As long as I'm here, I may as well do that. Crystal, are there any 3rd-level cleric spells? Or Isaac, are there any 3rd-level cleric spells you might like to have?
I mean, I as a tactician will always recommend just loading up on scrolls of like Revivify or like a healing word, like something that can come in clutch in a moment to bring somebody up, just to like try and shore up that need. Maybe also take a little pressure off of Crystal to prepare it. If we've got a handful of spell scrolls with it.
The safety last healing word. The not safety in me says fuck it, let's try something crazy, but like
Okay.
Let me send you one that they're willing to trade to you real quick. Just
okay.
If I can tempt you with it.
Okay.
If you're interested.
So that might be that's not in my spell.
No? Okay.
Actually, that is.
Yeah.
In that case, I will I'm gonna message you again.
Yeah.
Real quick.
There are a lot of the kids are interested in listening to your story, Saphira.
Listen up, children. This is the tale. And yeah, I'll start.
I
Roll
think
performance
Eric,
check.
I like the idea, Eric, but that's because this is the story thing. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
off on that and use my own scroll to trade for
Okay.
that element. So for third level spells, looking real quick at
Are you looking for something for yourself or for somebody else?
something I could use or one of the other casters could use. So either like a bard spell or a cleric spell, or we could do a bunch of like first level spells. I agree that like healing word, it would not be a bad idea to have more of those if we needed it.
Let's do this one. This is the one that I think would most fit and be fun to have. Let's do that.
Okay. We already had one of those and we never used it.
Oh, you
It
already
got
have
really
that?
How do you guys feel about clairvoyance? We could do mass healing word as well. That's a good.
Okay.
I like that actually. Let's do mass healing word because that's a bard. I think that's a bard spell and it's also. Oh no, it's not on the list. Our clerics can use it. I've got tons of scrolls. Let's trade. Yeah.
Who even has a clairvoyance scroll?
I had one and then it got eaten by the monster in the cave. So yeah, let's do mass healing word. Because that's something our clerics can use, and I have enough fancy stuff. Let's give them a scroll.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll trade. I'll go into the bag of holding inventory, and I'll change Call Lightning to mass healing word, and one of the clerics can pick that up at their convenience.
Sure.
Cool. And you're doing that other thing just on your own?
I'll do both of those trades. Both of those other trades.
Cool.
I'll just go ahead and change my character sheet. All right, very good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I leave it totally up to you. If you want to, if it's something you normally prepare, I'll take one. Your wisdom modifier is probably high. I assume must be higher than mine. So like you'll also do more healing with it. So whatever you want.
Well,
I don't know what you normally prepare at third level. So.
Well, what I was gonna say is, I think I would give you the scroll of revivify that I have, and I would take mass healing word.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
great.
can go ahead and add revivify to your spell scroll list, and I'll take mass healing.
Excellent.
All right, so spell scrolls have been traded. Anything else you guys want to buy, trade, acquire? People you want to kill?
I think Crystal's gonna get a tattoo. She's gonna get a tattoo from Ruzid if he's up for it while we're waiting for Bryn.
Okay. Ruzid, are you up for another tattoo?
I can do more tattoos. I can do tattoos for days.
All right.
Ruzid
Put it at 8 p.m. by the time
which
you finish
tattoo
this
do you want?
Is this okay? She's gonna get the enlarged reduced one.
Okay.
And she wants you to like tattoo it on her hands. So on like her left hand, like the words small, and on the right hand, large, like on each finger.
That's a kind of clever idea. Normally when I do a piece, it's kind of like one combined thing, but I guess I could have two small things that are connected.
Knuckles, you got LARGE and then
It's 100
SMALL.
GP. It's 100 GP for the level 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 100 GP down. And then do the check. Give myself guidance. Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's not enough. Failure.
Wait, what level are you? Oh no, you're not high enough sorcerer yet to re-roll that.
Yeah, well, actually, isn't the reroll just a general feature that you get as a sorcerer once you get meta magic?
I think it's at 3rd level.
No, it's
Oh, I am
level-
3rd level, so
fifth
I have
level.
it. I have it.
No,
I'm
I
at
think
3rd.
it's
no,
level 5.
It's level
Oh,
5.
is it
Okay.
level 5?
It's level 6.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind then. 2 more levels, I would need it. I mean,
Yeah.
2 more levels, then I would have it. But yeah,
So-
I don't have it right now.
You spend an hour and you get a lot of pain, Crystal. You lose 1 hit point and you lose 100 gold, Rizid.
Oh well. It's like I don't think I can do that. Like it's just maybe it should have just been one piece together. Like splitting it up like that doesn't work for me.
Crystal's gonna
And
like.
now,
walk
Rizid, I
over
need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
to me.
Nope, just Rizid. Thank you. All good. Thank you. You're fine.
That's not ominous at all.
I'm just reading the wall hacks. What are you talking about? Wall hacks? oh, you're saying. Oh my
He's
god!
seeing
You're
where every
calling the
crystal
thing
is.
Mm-hmm.
the wayfinding is wall hacks. Okay.
I tried to think of something more clever, but that's the best I got right now.
All right.
Coin's doing another check on the crystal because we did
Sure.
it from like way out in the in the wherevers. So he's gonna try
Yeah,
it.
now that
Okay,
you're
next
standing next to the crystal, you can see the immediate vicinity. You can see everyone in the camp, even through walls. You can see people working on different things.
Okay.
It's like you can do scrying on anyone inside 100 feet of this crystal from where you're standing.
Coin will think.
So you have clairvoyance on everyone within 100 feet right now because you're looking into the crystal itself.
Coin looks at the guy working on growing chess.
Okay. He's sitting over there and has just served, well, I guess with clairvoyance, you see him and Bryn talking together, and you see Bryn trade something secretly to the guy, and the guy slides Bryn something underhanded. They tried to hide this from everyone else around, which they successfully did. However, because you're looking at the crystal, you get to see this happen. Bryn has done a secret trade with Egu.
Who hasn't? Coin
Okay.
will see it and probably shrug. He'll be like,
Okay.
all right. Who hasn't
Just-
done a secret trade?
Yeah.
I think he'll probably pull his head up. He might do an additional check on that blackout pixel, but I
Okay.
don't
It
think
is
it's-
currently blacked out.
okay. He'll probably reaffirm that with what him and Tati were doing earlier. I
Sure.
don't imagine it's like helping him triangulate anymore, but that's what's in his head. He'll get back
Okay.
up and go back to the party after.
Absolutely. And Kiritai comes over. I trust that your wayfinding is going well. Do you know where you are going?
We have a pretty good idea of it.
He'll point in the direction.
If you remember the crystal or lack thereof, somewhere in that direction. It seemed like something went off. It seems like our best bet, our first clue to follow.
In that direction. Interesting. Crossing the river and across the great sands. I wish you much luck and fast journeys.
Oh no,
Watch
you didn't
the
say
skies
sand.
and be cautious.
There's not like a bunch of. There's not endless sand. You didn't see any bones out there, did you?
Any bones?
That makes sense.
Do you not see the bones at the edge of the tent here? These are of a great beast that we slew when we arrived here.
Where we are now, would it be comparable to a desert, or is it more of a plain?
It's a dry plain. It's not desert. There are plants. There are water sources. It's not dry cactus, but we're not talking Death Valley. We're talking
More like
West
clay,
Texas. Yeah.
mud. Okay.
Yeah, you're
Coin will
going to be able to find some water sources if you guys decided to stop and dig. It's only 10 or 15 feet down to the water table.
You'll say, yeah, that's it. That's where we're going.
Very well. Be cautious. Watch out for the thunderstorms. Should you be caught out in the open upon the plain, lightning likes to hit things that are tall.
I know you don't have that much information on dragons. Do you have any sort of reference points on where you know dragons potentially are inland?
We watch the skies and we listen to the ground. That is the shaman's job, to let us know when the dragons are coming.
Independent of the wayfinding, is tracking dragons some sort of a developed skill or talent of your people?
You would need to talk to Yigu about that, and we'll just let you go over and ask the same question of him. He will tell you that the crystals show flickering whenever a dragon is nearby, because the magic of the crystal is impeded by the dragon's presence.
That's valuable to know, actually. Thanks.
So the dragons each have a magical aura that is so strong in the weave that it causes disruption in the crystal network.
I think your coin really knows what to make of that. He's just thinking about it.
Yeah.
He'll make a mental note.
Out of
and-
character, the Australian dragons are much more powerful than their Faerunian cousins.
Fun.
Gonna cast spells and cause pain.
Yeah. Most of the dragons in Australia have the ability to spell cast.
Yeah, I love when a
Badass.
dragon with spell casting. Like, I feel like a dragon that can't cast spells should be in the minority in most. Like, come
I
on.
I
agree.
agree
I
100%.
agree 100%. Oh, we're both on the
The
same
fact-
page.
fact that Forgotten Realms dragons are basically just giant dinosaurs with breath weapons is
Is
disappointing.
lame.
Well, especially because the lore has literally referred to them as both the real main characters of the multiverse and quote the knots in the weave, and like you're telling me you're the knots in the weave, but you can't cast spells as a standard rule. Like, get the fuck out of here. And your
Yeah.
breath weapon isn't a magical effect. Like, I'm done. Stop it. Stop it.
Or be immune to spells or certain spells. Yeah. No, there's when you guys face these dragons, you're going to be in for a world of discovery.
Good thing grappling isn't a spell.
I heard you say when, as in when we do this. Like,
You heard correctly. If you guys haven't gathered that I'm foreshadowing dragon encounter, guys, I'm foreshadowing dragon encounter.
I'm getting
I thought you
serious
just like talking
dragon
about them.
juju.
So
Yeah. Australia is Dragonland. We're going to have some fun here.
speaking of Dragonland,
Hey, that's a band.
Dragonland is? I haven't heard them.
Yeah.
I know Dragon
There's-
Force.
I know Dragon
Yeah.
Tales.
There are definitely several bands that have dragon in the name, and Dragonland is one of them.
I
Dragon
want
Force
to look
is a
them
different
up.
one. Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
Dragon Force is the best one. Anyone who can do covers of the Titanic songs as speed metal is awesome.
I'm the Dragon Force fan. We all have different dragon bands we like.
They were the band that got me into metal, and I finally saw them for the first time like 6 months ago.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Zach, if you haven't seen them do My Heart Goes On, My Heart Will Go On, Dragon Force doing that, it was awesome. I'll find it. Anyway, so you guys are...
We're definitely staying here tonight, right? Like, it's 8 o'clock already. We're not gonna try to walk into the door.
Traveling.
Nah, I'm not leaving at night.
Cool. Can I?
Yeah,
my
there's
head on
stuff
the
that
ground
goes
and look
around
for
when
that.
you try to travel through unfamiliar territory at night.
Let's just leave first thing in the morning. How
As
about
we've
it?
noticed.
No, it
Alright.
might be harder for dragons to spot us at night, but it might be easier to navigate.
No,
in
it's
day.
not harder for dragons to spot you at night. I know that.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's hit the hay.
Coin, I'm gonna try to look for that crystal that's getting messed with.
Go for it.
Okay.
I took a check from the nearby one, but didn't get that much extra info out of it.
If there's one thing I inherited from my mother, it's the ability to see in the dark. Very well.
Wish I could have
All
gotten
right.
that from my mother.
You got something else from your mom.
So many questions. I put my head on the ground and look for the crystal that's not there.
Okay. The crystal is currently not there. It is a black void.
With Alea's mask on my face, can I try to describe for Coin the direction we're looking at now?
Yes. Pulling up the map. So, based off of where you guys are at now, I'm going to draw the lovely line that you guys are here. Oh, let me ping for you guys. You guys are down at the dip in this river right here. And you guys are looking this way.
Now, not to jump all over Coin's conclusion, but it looks like those two lines cross right here.
You think so? I don't know. I thought I had a pretty good look at it. All right.
He's back on the page he had before.
So, walk me through this. Do we know what river it's probably at?
Well, they didn't give any of the rivers names. And we don't have a... It's the southernmost
I saw
one.
that eye roll.
East and west, Tati. East and west.
South.
South.
It's the large southernmost river that goes into the South Sea.
You work with that, actually. Okay.
He's probably looking at his own map of it.
Ah, it's the further one. Well, we're gonna need more garlic bread. All right, good work.
All right. Thank you. I'm gonna go
He'll probably even like show you his work to reaffirm with you. Like, that's what you mean?
That's what I mean.
All right.
Alright, I'm gonna spend my not trancing time making friends with Death Talon.
Okay. DT doesn't trust you at first. Can I get you to please roll an animal handling check?
Can I add my mall riding proficiency to that at all?
Yes, you can.
I'm also gonna swap masks.
Okay.
I'm gonna put on a mask that has there's like a decorative like horns near the temples.
Okay. Can you send me the name of this cousin?
Yeah, his name is Erasmus.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh,
Awesome.
so many cousins in this campaign.
They're all poppies and coins.
So that's 16.
There's gotta be
16,
I'm
some
not even
yeah.
counting.
DT will take your advances at friendship to heart and will nuzzle against you and put his head against your chest submissively.
Aw.
Aww.
We're gonna be best friends. Just wait till they get us out in the field. We're gonna just lay waste to all of our enemies.
You hear a cooing coming from the throat of this bird.
Aw, it likes violence.
Let's just keep this thing away from a dragon.
I think it would
You
win.
realize now that the mall can understand common.
For its safety, I mean.
Yeah, technically, the birds can understand common as a language. They're intelligent enough to do so. All right. So, as everyone else goes to bed, and gets a good night's rest. Anything else you guys want to do before going to sleep tonight?
Bryn, can you show me that alarm spell?
My
Can you
pleasure.
show me? Okay, so I
My
have
pleasure.
this part of the ritual, and then it says the hand motions it seems to be describing don't make any sense. Show me what you do.
Yeah, that depends. Do you use a magic wand or some other? Because I found that you need a little tiny bell and some wire, which I don't have. But if you have like a wand or something, you can get around that. I'll show you how.
Oh, I
Um,
can I can use this then, right? And I pull out the advanced wand of wonder.
oh no, I gave him
All
a
right.
wand.
Do you fire it?
No.
All right. Also, also in this
but-
campaign,
but
we
I am-
agreed we would ignore material components for cheap
Mhm.
spells, so it's not important. But
Everything less than 100 gold.
yeah, just flavor wise, I'm explaining that he needs a
Mhm.
bell and a small piece of silver wire.
Sure.
And then so yeah, so you can make it sound like a bell, but you can also make it go off just in your mind if you want. So it'll wake you up when you're sleeping, but it won't make a I guess it depends. Are you trying to scare off people who it depends on whether you're trying to scare off people who are sneaking up on you, or whether you want to know if somebody's gone through your stuff. Um,
Oh,
so that's up to you whether you want to make it audible or whether you want to make it quiet and only audible to you.
is it possible to learn both versions of it?
Oh, absolutely. You decide when you cast
Okay.
the spell.
Ah. Oh, so that explains why it says you can move your hands this way or you can move it this way and this way.
Exactly.
Okay, now I'm getting it. Okay, I'm gonna try and write this down. What do I need to do for? I already forgot what I need to do for first
2
level spell.
hours, 2 hours, and then 50 GP for a
Yep.
level 1
Okay.
spell. And this is really good because you're as a wizard you can ritual cast. Sorcerers don't get ritual casting, so at first level I would have to use one of my precious first level spell slots for this. But now that you're a wizard, so you can cast it, and I think that's really useful. And we should cast it every time we leave the ship in the future once we get back to the Changemaker, assuming it's still where we left it. But yeah, it's a really good utility spell to have if it doesn't consume a spell slot.
When you said you're a wizard, I just wanted to add Harry to the end.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I
I was struggling to not say that. Struggling.
All, in the
All
same
right.
boat.
So, no, the boat's in the bay.
We all own the same boat.
Right,
Yeah.
that's within a range of 30 feet, right?
Not right now. But you can arm
just a little bit too far.
you can arm the gangway once we're back, which is what I did that once to see if Pitney Bones was sneaking around on us. But
Yeah.
then I quickly abandoned that spell in favor of more useful options.
All right.
Good times.
So, you guys fall asleep tonight. Unless there's anyone else who wanted to do anything else tonight. No? All right.
How's that moon looking, Eric?
The moon is full. And coin.
Yeah.
Tonight at about midnight, I need you to go ahead and roll a charisma saving throw. I need you to beat a 19.
Pulling out all the stops on this one. That's all the stops.
Awesome. Coin. As you are sleeping tonight, you will feel a piercing pain in both of your eyes. You will wake up in the middle of the night blind. You cannot see anything. You listen for your friends. You hear no sound of their snoring of anyone else around you. You feel for your possessions, they're not there. All you feel is wood underneath you, the rough texture of floorboards that haven't been sanded well.
Can he
As
recognize them as the floorboards like he was on before? Or are they like unfamiliar?
These are
Or, like-
unfamiliar.
Okay,
You are resting on wood, not on the ground.
gotcha.
And as you feel around, you can hear that the wood that you're resting on is hollow underneath. You can hear the sound of your body moving around inside of a small room.
Does Coin... He's got his own volition here, right? He can move around. You said like I couldn't feel my possessions, but can he like
Okay.
bang on the wood below him?
You bang on the wood, okay. You bang on the wood, you hear thud, thud, thud. And then you hear, I know where you are. I hope you're having fun.
Oh, you do? Would you mind enlightening me then? Because something's going on.
You're my little pet frog. Little pet froggy with needles in his eyes.
What the fuck?
I own you.
You know, you're not the first
And
person to make that mistake.
this voice will continue singing, I own you.
Coin gets increasingly
I
disturbed.
own you.
He's
And
gonna
you'll
like...
wake up as this has all been a dream.
He's gonna do the same checks he did before. Possessions, looks around.
It's all there. You wake up in the middle of the tent, surrounded by your friends who are all asleep at 6 a.m. You do not get a long night's rest.
Yeah, I think he'd be a little shaken up about that.
Everybody else, you guys get a long rest. Coin, you gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Checks out.
Would you like to roll a history check the moment you wake up to recall where you might have heard this voice before?
Yes, I would.
This is with disadvantage because you're exhausted. Never mind. You cannot place the voice, but it was creepy.
I think
All
Coin conflates being a pet with someone being your boss, which he just can't. He can't imagine not being
Oh.
the boss. So
I
he's just like,
understand.
what was that? I
Alright.
think he won't get sleep, but I think maybe he's trying to make himself feel a bit more at ease.
Okay.
He's gonna take, I forgot what the name is, that Stone of Memories.
Yep.
He's gonna take it and he's just gonna look at the moon for a while.
The Stone of
Recording a
Chronicles,
memory
okay?
of... Yeah, Stone of Chronicles, he will just be recording the full moon. 15, 20 minutes. Sort of in a
15, 20
meditative...
minutes of just full mooning. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna moon the Chronicles.
All right. So, as this is going to be one of those videos on YouTube that helps people sleep at night, where it's just a video of the moon and the snoring of other people around you.
Yeah, it really is. He's not gonna make noise. He's just gonna look at the moon for a while.
All right. Cool. Anything else you wanted to put into the Stone of Chronicles?
Nah, he'll conclude that at some point, and then, assuming he's somewhat sleepless, he's probably just spending time working on his, sketches,
Sure.
before he finally gets whatever sleep he can. But he won't do anything.
Every time you fall asleep for the next 18 hours, you will hear this voice in your head, and you'll be awakened by the same nightmare.
Damn. I think
Yeah.
you guys, when everyone else is awake, you'll probably see Coin with his bucket upside down above him, which is abnormal. He's usually in it, but he's covering himself.
Wait, you're saying
now.
that every time he falls asleep that happens?
For the next 18 hours, yeah.
Oh, for the next
Yeah.
18 hours. I was like, I thought it was like indefinitely because I was like, oh no, if he has that indefinitely, he's going to die from exhaustion.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow night.
Yeah, let's see how that plays out.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Because something's going on. All right. So you
Definitely.
guys wake up. I assume get breakfast here with the Slashing Winds tribe and get ready to go.
Let's go. Bright new day.
All right. Brand new
I'm ready
day.
to
You
go.
guys
Wayne
are
has
ready to
bags
head
under his
out.
eyes.
You okay,
right.
Coin?
Yeah.
Cool.
You look good.
He'll probably like look at you pretty slowly. He's like,
I look great.
I look great.
I mean, the moon
Yuritai
helps.
and
Floating
the rest
moon.
of the Slashing Winds will come out to you guys, and before you leave, they're going to stand before you and wish you a blessing. And they are going to pray to the spirits to guide your way and ensure that you are safe upon the path that you choose. So, they're going to provide each of you with GM inspiration,
Very nice.
Cool.
as
Feels
that is
ominous.
their blessing.
Eric wants us to not die in the next encounter.
So,
Eric wants to give a blessing from the Slashing Winds tribe, and this is the easiest way to do that. And Kiratai will hand Coin, because Coin is the leader and the first shaman of the group, according to his presence at the tower. He's going to hand Coin a scimitar, and it is a scimitar +2.
Nice.
We'll just look at it like, thanks.
Okay.
he'll probably look around to the party like,
We got a scimitar now.
And it is a scimitar that has the runes of the Slashing Winds on the blade. This is a ceremonial scimitar that can be used to identify yourselves as members of the tribe.
Oh,
okay.
So, you have a ceremonial blade that gives
I think
you the right to claim a familial status with one of the tribes of Australia.
All right, I'm thinking about it. I think he'll try to display it visibly. He'll put it on his bag, but sort of like below his bag, attached to his suspenders. So,
Okay. Cool.
yeah.
All right. So they will bow at the waist and wish you well, and then turn on their heel and give you their backs as they indicate that you have left them.
He'll
They
look
walk
at him.
back into the tent. No long goodbyes here.
Keys indicated. What was it? The sheeting of it that sort of indicated he's leaving,
No,
or
they're not offended. They have said goodbye.
oh, okay. He'll probably like say while they're walking away, like,
Later.
And they don't turn around, they don't wave or anything. And away you guys go. Who's going in the wagon? And who's riding what?
are you sure you
Obviously.
don't want me to steer?
No, Death Talon and I are developing a close relationship. We will ride together.
Okay.
Eric, just double checking the item to add to my actual equipment. Is that just like a double-bladed scimitar?
It's
Plus
a
2.
scimitar +2. Just
Okay.
scimitar +2. Yeah. Not
Gotcha.
double blade.
All right,
Well,
that was
that'd
just
be
the,
really cool, but no,
Okay.
we're going to do scimitar +2.
that's fine. It was just the first result, so I wanted to check.
Yeah.
does this bird run?
I'm sorry?
How fast does the bird run?
Oh, if the bird is pushed to it and does not have the wagon behind it, the bird can reach 40 miles an hour. with the wagon, the birds probably moseying along at a good 10 to 15.
Okay, Crystal's just gonna walk beside it then. Or she's
Okay.
gonna go and lightly jog.
Cool.
If I ride on top of Death Talon, can I look eye to eye with Crystal?
Yes. In fact, you're going to be a little bit taller than Crystal.
Death Talon was my soulmate this whole time.
All right. So, as you guys make your way southward, it's going to be a long trip. Based off of the information that you guys have estimated, you're looking at almost a week, maybe 10 days to get down to the river that you guys have targeted. As you guys make your way southwards, I need perception checks from everybody. Thank you, Isaac, for saying you're keeping out for danger. That gives you the advantage for 29.
I think Coin won't even take one. He's just like in his bucket on the wagon.
Yeah.
He's not really peeking out.
Absolutely. I'm going to send a message to Isaac.
He did say he stepped away for 2 minutes, so it might be a
Okay.
second.
No,
before
I
he-
can wait. My dog stopped barking. I was going to deal with it. She's good.
Okay. As you look over your shoulder, Isaac, you see that there's a shadow that looks like a large cloud north of you. And it's following at a very far distance. And as you guys continue traveling, it's following you guys, but it's a good 3 miles away and staying there.
Is there? It does. I mean, it didn't sound like it from the description, but now that we're traveling, he's going to be looking around. Is there any terrain that they can reasonably hide under, or travel? You know,
Sure.
with some cover, maybe like in a
Yeah,
crevasse?
absolutely.
Yeah.
450 feet ahead of you, there is a large arch.
Okay, cool.
Oh no.
That might be nice. That could be nice. It could give us a little cover. If we spread out underneath it, might not all be hit by the same breath, and it might have a harder time getting to us, like flying at us from both directions. Okay, so I point out to the party that we have a whole ass cloud following us, and that we may need to. I mean, my suggestion would be to try to find some cover, but I mean, if any of the rest of you, what else would you like to do?
And it's at that point that I'm going to ask you guys to please roll for initiative.
All right. Oh dear. Do I re-roll that or just go last? I might just go last. Oh, I'm still not selected apparently. Where are we?
Isaac,
The
look at
left-hand
me.
side.
Oh, there we
Cloud
are.
is
Okay.
following us.
I rolled a 10.
They're just clouds, aren't they?
It just wasn't attached.
I'll.
No, this-
Whatever they are, they're going first.
The initiative for this creature is a 10.
Oh, never mind. I thought that was initiative.
All right. So, making sure I get this right.
This one big ass map.
Yeah. So, Isaac, you're the one who saw it. The cloud appears to be swooping down towards you. What would you like to do?
How fast it goes, this held action may not even trigger, but it's the best thing I can think of. When the dragon gets to 170 feet away from us. Ooh, wait. No, well, I don't want to. Okay, I'll point it out to everybody that it's starting to swoop down and say, look, if you want me to hold back, because this would technically, you feel like this would count as being aggressive, that's fine, but its attention seems already drawn to us, and I can try to start slowing it down from pretty far away. Would you like me to hold back until we know anything further?
Nope.
He's looking at the group. Great.
Nope.
Wanna, like,
I,
pull up in the
yeah, I don't
bucket.
think we have that. I don't think we have that luxury. If there's an actual dragon bearing down on us,
And I'm hoping there's a chance.
If it's swooping, it probably ain't. If it wanted to be friendly, it could just like gracefully fly down or something. But if it's swooping,
Yeah,
that's danger.
Is there
Yeah,
anything
that's-
defensive we could do without initiating an attack on it?
Not from this far away. From this far away, although honestly, a dragon, not even 100% sure it'll notice or care about the damage of what I'm going to do. I'm mostly just trying to slow it down. But there would technically be some damage as part of the spell. So.
It's a dragon. It'll probably brush it off.
Gonna
Yeah,
make
it's
the
not
absorb
much.
elements tattoos.
Where it is that you're pointing at.
I'm going to. Is the dragon within 320 feet?
No.
No. Okay. I'm going to hold my action then, and this may not become relevant, but if it gets within 320 feet, I'm going to plant a storm sphere right in front of it, so that the next 40 feet that it's trying to move will be at difficult terrain with the winds like heavily against it.
Okay.
And that's. Yeah, I hold my action for that.
Cool. Awesome.
I'm not moving
And
my
that's-
token because I assume we're in the wagon, but like I can if we.
Go ahead and move your token. Yeah, go ahead and move the token
Okay.
where you want to go.
Okay, if we're all right, great. Then he would just do the, just start moving forward, and that's it.
Okay. Hati,
Death Talon.
you're
We're
currently
go-
writing Death Talon. Yeah.
Yes. We're going to that arch for cover. Full speed ahead.
Okay. He can move 80 feet per movement.
We're taking the whole wagon with us.
That's
Unless
gonna
we can't
reduce
do
his
that.
speed by half. Yeah. He's only going to move 40 with the wagon. Up to you. What do you want to do?
You guys think the wagon's a target?
well,
Well, you're all in it. Let's go. We'll take the wagon with us for now.
We just spent all of this money. Come on.
All right.
Can't
so
leave the wagon.
40
I-
everybody.
I'm prepared to cut Death Talon loose from y'all if it looks like we're getting hairy.
All right. So 40 feet would be to there. Isaac said he was in the wagon, so we'll just include him there. Cool. Anything else you guys want to do? Tati?
Dodge, I guess.
You want
Can
to
I
dodge
give
or
it-
dash?
Well, I'm not getting off Death Talon.
Okay.
Is Death Talon already dashed?
No, that's just his movement. You guys move 40
Oh, no.
feet.
Now he wants to dash. we,
Okay.
we want some cover.
All right. That's your dash.
All right.
All right.
Can I give help to Death Talon?
Yeah. He gets the help
Sure.
action. Okay.
Helping him with whatever he needs to do to survive this.
All right. Swooping down. The creature pulls its wings in and nosedives towards you guys. From 1,000 feet up, it's going to come straight down towards you. The storm sphere appears and it slows it down. How big is the storm sphere?
Feet radius, so he has to do. So I eat up 40 feet of his movement, essentially.
Okay. 40 feet of his movement means that he is down to 200 feet per round.
Great.
Darn.
Not that this really matters, but he also has to make a saving throw or take 7 damage from the.
All right. And that's a what kind of saving throw? Dex?
Oh, it's strength, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
well, we get to
All right.
figure out.
Strength saving throw is a 21.
Yeah, he's all set. He's good. He's good.
That's my strength save.
Well, we got to figure out. We got to figure out what his strength save was, and that is very
Yeah.
useful information.
So
See a
he
relative?
still has He used up 40 of his movement. He fell, and now he rushes up the rest of the movement to here.
Huh.
Oh
All
my
right.
god!
The
That's not a
damn
dragon.
rocks.
Whoa.
And so we're going to choose 2 targets, one for a beak and one for a claw.
I thought he was 1,000 feet away and is only moving 20 feet a turn, or 200 feet a turn.
That's his fly speed, not his fall speed. When you pull your wings in, you fall. And you can fall all the way down in 1 round. So 2d7. All right, Mr. Coin.
Oh dear.
Actually, I have to choose a different target for the first reach attack. So roll 1d6.
4.
All right.
Oh.
So it's going to be Mr. Coin and Miss Crystal. Coin, the beak attacks you as it flies up to you, dealing 30 damage.
Okay.
Unless someone's got something for a 32.
I
Not
don't
worth
think
it.
a plus 13 to hit is worth a silvery bar.
I don't think it's worth it. Just if they crit.
Coin's head is just like
try to
leaning out the
manage.
bucket, looking towards the arc. Like, how long until we get to. Ah!
And then the
Looks
claws rake into Crystal. This is going to be the sucky one. Does a 16 hit your Crystal?
It doesn't.
Okay.
Ah, hell no. She does.
All right. Crystal, you're in the wagon. You're not in the wagon. What would you
I'm
like
not.
to do?
I'm running alongside the wagon.
You're running alongside what you said. Yeah.
Oh god. You said this was a dragon. She's like screaming. Okay.
At distance, I feel like that was a very understandable mistake. I did not know there were other things that got this big. And
She's not blaming you. It's like panic, right?
Yeah.
Complete panic. I think. Okay, let's see here. What should we? I mean, I think Crystal would respond to this like, yeah. I mean, I think she would respond to this like she did to the fear that was under the mountain, which is just immediately cast banishment on it. Like it was a
Okay.
giant bug that she didn't want to be around.
Everyone, get your
I-
silvery barbs ready. We're going to do as many as it
so
takes.
hope that's how
As
Crystal
many as it
reacts to big
takes.
bugs, just
Oh.
on the
Red 5,
regular.
standing by. Alright,
We deleted the encounter.
alright, the count is over. Jack dice.
I feel like Crystal's just like standing with her arms over her head, like, like breathing really heavily. Like,
I like to imagine Coin got struck and looks up and it's gone.
You know, I thought there was some. I would think a spell like that, like there'd be some sort of limit. Holy, like that thing was huge. That was holy shit.
Crystal, how
Well,
long does that last?
I think I have to hold it for a minute. Yeah.
Okay, well let's go in that minute. Let's
It's
go
gonna
really
come
fast.
Back. Yeah.
I'm gonna run.
Alright, well, nice job, everyone.
Oh,
Level,
We can
level
screw
9.
the initiative
you go to
for a
level
minute. Where would you guys like to go? As you have 10 rounds to do whatever the hell you want.
Run.
Alright.
We're gonna go find some
should
shelter
get-
and hide.
Well, I don't
Question.
think we can't hide the wagon in the mall, can we? But we can get into like tactical positions.
Cast haste on the bird.
I think we can hide.
That's right.
Where does it come back?
Exactly where
does
it
come
is.
back- Right, okay.
If we
So-
cast haste on the bird that's dragging us, it's gonna like increase their movement by a huge amount because it's extra. You get an extra dash action and their movement is doubled.
So
I don't think
but
it's
the
gonna
question is-
outrace the bird though.
Yeah, do
I
we
don't-
want that? Because I think we are in the middle of a desert. This is not like the dragon encounter where the ultimate goal is to escape. I think we need to kill this bird. So I think we have 1 minute to get into
hide.
whatever positions and set up whatever buffs we think are appropriate so that when the bird comes back, we can kill it.
Well, I could
Um,
potentially
hide is
sunlock
a
the
good
bird.
option too.
Yeah,
I
I
guess-
think if we, I'll definitely slow the bird. I think that's what I use concentration on this encounter. Is I'll try and slow the bird because that limits it to 1 attack per turn. So that already cuts its damage output in half. Its armor class goes down. Yeah, I think slow
I
the
could
bird.
incapacitate it, and its save isn't that great, and we have like 4 people who can throw out a silvery barbs. So with that, our odds are pretty good that we could make it fail the save many times in a row, and it'll be incapacitated.
So go ahead and move where you guys want to go. Figure out what
We
you want to
hide
do.
so
Yeah.
well that it doesn't know where to look for us and it flies away.
Does
So
the
I wanted-
permanent
It's also an
banishment not
option.
work on this?
Alright.
I think that hiding is a better option, though. I agree.
Let's just
It is
assume
native
we're
to
having-
this plane, Crystal, so it
Oh,
will
got it.
come back here. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Can we assume we're having this conversation while the Ma's going towards the arcs?
Yep.
Or-
Yeah, that would make sense.
I
You
was
guys have
Why not?
10 rounds of it moving at 160 per round, so you guys can move this bird and wagon a quarter mile.
I want to hide us over here and drag whatever brush I can find on top of the wagon.
Good
Get the
call.
bird to like
Okay.
crouch down real low and be real quiet.
All right. Yeah, I'll move over. I'll position myself over here as well. Actually, we probably want to be together. I don't think there's an advantage to being separated here.
Alright, let's
Alright,
You
so
guys see
are
how-
gonna
let's
use
get breathe
cover?
fire.
About splitting up.
Alright.
Did you guys see how big that thing is? I mean, I didn't, but I imagine it could be a problem. You
Okay.
could pick
Just
this
I'm
chatting
moving
up.
all
you.
you guys over because you guys were in the wagon. I'm moving all you guys over because Tati's driving the damn
Okay.
wagon.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put a 4th level armor of Agathis on myself.
Okay.
So it's, an extra 50% to my longevity. And also some cold damage if the bird decides he wants to get up close and personal.
Sure.
Okay, and then yeah, I think we're just gonna use the slow spell and then probably just. I mean, okay, so it's saved. It's only got +3 to charisma save, so that's definitely a weak point. It probably has +13. It has +13 to hit, so it probably has +13 to dex saves as well. So Fairy Fire is not going to be useful.
I think it's probably using its strength. I don't think plus 13.
But it had +9 to strength save and +13 to hit, which makes me
proficiency
think that-
bonus.
Yeah, but you have what did it have? Oh, that's true. What did it have proficiency in?
Yeah, it
No,
would have
you're right.
proficiency in its own weapons.
It wouldn't have proficiency in saves. You're right. So yeah, you're right. That's probably a strength attack, but it's still probably pretty dexterous because it's a big bird.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other spells we want to set up in advance?
You
I
guys
would
are
crap the
being
shit out of
camouflaged
Mario.
by Tati. Can I get everyone to roll a stealth check, and then we're going to take an average?
Okay.
Okay.
Because you guys are all together here.
If only we had a, what is it called?
Pass without trace.
trace.
That was so on point.
Nick is like
Can't do
fully
it.
standing up. No, I'll spend a sorcery point to reroll it.
Better.
That was better.
Yeah, Isaac was fully standing, and somebody's like, "Bro, can you at least crouch?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry." That's great.
So you guys have an average of 14.42.
Thanks, Tati.
Yep. Crystal's still standing.
Yeah.
Just fully looking around like this is me crouched. This is what a centaur
In her
looks like.
purple dragon
I don't know
armor.
Big,
All right.
big. All right.
So the important thing is going to be this. And so after an entire minute of you guys being ready for this thing, I'm going to have it come back now. And we're going to see if it spots you. If it does spot you, then you guys will get your surprise round actions.
Eric, can I do one more thing
Yeah.
before we? I'm gonna give bardic inspiration to the as much basically the whole party except
Okay.
doesn't need bardic inspiration. Crystal concentrates on spells. Rizid
We
concentrates
should
on
have
spells.
all cast guidance as we did still.
Oh yeah, we missed that.
We could have
Okay.
done that.
Thought of
That
that
would have
like
been a
couple
good
of minutes
idea.
ago, too, and then forgot once he asked for it. It totally.
We'll just banish them a second time and just try again.
I'm gonna give bardic-
I can do that now. I can do that now.
I'm gonna give bardic inspiration to everybody except Coin.
How many of us have a silvery barbs ready to go?
All of us, I think.
Is it literally all of us?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
I.
Does Bardic
Here we
even
go.
work when you're exhausted?
Yeah, you can use Bardic Inspiration to exhaust. The first level of exhaustion only gives you disadvantage on ability checks. I think that's the
Gotcha.
only effect.
Its perception check is going to be an 18. It knows where you guys are. So,
Disadvantage
Isaac,
and try
your
again.
prepared action.
You're not within range of silvery barbs, though, my man.
You're not
No,
within 30 feet.
No, yeah, it's not within range of silvery barbs. I was talking about banish and try again as a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. I thought you were telling him to try again on the save because you were casting silvery
Yeah.
barbs.
No. I was
You-
saying let's just banish him and
Please
try
do
this
that.
stupid thing again.
All right, Isaac. A prepared action.
Well, I didn't have a prepared one, but is this a surprise round or not?
Yeah,
It's
surprise round as it comes back.
I can't do anything from 370 feet away, honestly. So I'll throw, just because I don't. Does anybody look like they're not necessarily about to attack? That they're going to be doing something else instead? Because I can throw sanctuary on somebody. But
You could give potions to coin if you have nothing else to do.
That's not a bad idea.
You get the impression Coin's not going to be fighting any round soon.
Oh, then I'll cast sanctuary on coin.
Technically, I should have done a con save against your grung poison. So he's poisoned.
Oh yeah. Hey. Well, would that have worn off while he was banished? Does he have the ability
No.
to take saving? Oh, okay.
No,
Sweet.
you're incapacitated while you're banished. But I cast sanctuary on coin for my turn, and that's it.
All right. Tati, prepared action. Anything?
But I'm just gonna get Death Talon loose so that when I give him the signal, he can fucking run. GTFO
Okay.
while the rest of us are getting eaten.
Crystal?
Wait, does everyone have a bardic, by the way, Bryn? I just
Yeah.
wanted to make that clear. Okay.
Everybody except me and except Coin.
Okay, I
gets
just wanted to make sure
Bardic
that's.
Inspiration.
I marked it with a yellow.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do from this distance, but I am gonna bless. Let's see here. I'm gonna bless. Who got Bardic? Everybody but Coin, you said?
Yeah. I don't have it either because I can't give it to myself.
Okay, I'm gonna bless Bryn, Saphira, and Ruzid.
Okay.
Cool.
And then
And-
Mr. Coin, any prep action you want to do?
Yeah, Coin will prepare a stunning strike
Okay.
and bonus action grab a potion off his belt.
All right. Ruzid?
Well, Ruzid hears Bryn's like earlier talking about how we're actually going to try to kill this thing because he thought the plan was to run originally, and then
Yeah.
he's just like, well, I guess it's time to stand and fight. And
That's how I gave everyone Bardic Inspiration as I go over the battle plan and
we're
say how
gonna kill him, and we're
kick this
gonna.
ass. You're gonna have
Okay.
You're gonna have so many chicken wings, guys, after this.
And with that, with the thought of tasty chicken wings, Ruth is gonna use Dragon's Might as a bonus action, and then as their main action, cast Enlarge Juice on themselves. Mode Enlarge.
All right. So, Ruzid in this mess.
Well,
There's Ruzid.
more status effects, I guess. Let's do this and this.
Bloop.
Hey, I can see my token properly now at this point because the map is so big.
Crystal's like, oh, he can definitely see us now. Looks at Ruzid.
All right. So, Saphira, your prepared action.
I don't think I had a prepared action. Well, can I use some of the time we had to coat one of my cutlasses with some of the wyvern poison?
Ooh,
Ooh,
good idea.
I love it.
Okay. Then Bryn, your prepared action.
I'm getting ready to cast a slow spell on the bird as soon as he gets in range. It has 120 foot range.
Cool. All right. So, then we go to Isaac. You're holding, right?
No, I cast Sanctuary now that it's a new turn. I guess I forgot. I'll throw a cantrip at him when he gets within range if he does on his turn, but that's it.
Hey, Tati, anything?
Yeah, sure. We'll prepare a chill touch.
Okay. Cool. It flies 280 feet to there.
Alright. I think that he's in range. Yeah, I'll fire off a slow on him.
Okay.
So he's going to need to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
He is 16. Ooh.
Got it.
No, thank you. I'd like to.
Silvery Barb's range is at 90 feet or 60.
I had to use my reaction to cast a prepared spell, so.
I mean, I could help, but I don't know if the range is 60. Yeah, I can't help you.
Okay, maybe that was a mistake on my part, but that's fine. I got more spell slots. We'll get him next time.
We'll get him next time.
Actually, I'm sorry. Can I can distance spells over barbs, right?
Okay. Yep.
Very nice.
Clever.
So
Alright.
I'm going to burn a silvery point. Yes, sorry, I was reading silvery barb. Sorcery point.
Instead of holding your cantrip?
Yeah, I'll ditch the cantrip if that's fine. I will
Okay.
use the reaction instead. Let me mark down the sorcery point to use distance spell on silvery barbs and cause them to reroll.
Okay.
Nice.
It is now slow.
Alright.
Excellent.
Cool. Now that it is slow,
My chill touch goes on.
chill touch. I believe you're in range for chill touch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Ooh, bad luck.
All right, Crystal. Your prepared action is for what again?
Didn't prepare an action. I just blessed everyone. She
All
doesn't.
right. Well, it gets to there, so it's now your turn.
No, it's fine. Okay. How close now? Okay. Not quite. Let's run. Does this barrier provide us actually any coverage?
Yeah, it gives you cover. He still sees because he's got keen sight. But yeah,
Okay.
you guys have cover.
Does that like give us like advantage, like
It has disadvantage on you as a ranged attack, but
Okay.
it's going to fly through this arch and attack you as it goes past. So it's not going
So
to give you cover.
It's not
Maybe,
gonna matter.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
because it has to do melee strikes. It doesn't have laser vision or anything like that.
Okay.
Which I should add for a more epic rock.
I feel like Crystal's got to move 30 feet, so like she's under the arch. She's not standing on top of it.
Okay.
And that way she's gonna try to cast command on it.
Okay.
And just tell it to run.
Okay. And command has a range of 60 feet. Are you in range of 60 feet?
Or
Gotta get a little closer.
sure. I just like so far away it's hard to tell where the splits are. But
Yeah.
If we wanted to like kill it, we might just want to make it like kneel or whatever, or go prone or something.
All right.
I mean, it's kind of up
So
to you
who's-
guys. If you like want me to make it kneel or go prone, I can. Like, if we actually want to kill it, or do we just want it to go away?
Oh,
Well, I
she said
can only
run, so
We need to gauge whether we even can kill this thing.
it's going
Do
to
we
spend
know?
its turn flying away.
How much damage have we seen us do to this thing?
It's only done like
I
nil
don't think
pretty
we've
much.
done any damage.
Yeah.
None.
Unless we have some bigger stops to pull, creating an opening to get the hell away from this thing, or into a cave, or I don't know, wait it out. Wait until nighttime or something.
Well, we made our opening, but then we decided to.
All right.
Stand
It
our
is
ground.
slow and it's flying away. Coin, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I think. Well, first off, just with speaking time, he's gonna say like,
Does anyone know the hunting habits of dragons? Do they give up easy? What are the chances it forgets about us?
Pretty slim.
Ah,
It's definitely a predator
the
animal.
dragon forgetting. That's a good one.
Here's a thought.
He's
Oh,
going
where's that
to...
elephant?
I guess he's gonna burn a hand of healing on himself. He's just trying to
Okay.
get healed up right now.
All right.
He'll do that with the same hand. He will drink a potion of healing.
All right. Brucin.
That's
Well, I mean, thing's gonna run away. Can I even like hit it with anything while it's trying to run away? I don't think so. I don't have anything that reaches that far. Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna my turn. I'm just gonna
Okay.
dodge, I suppose. Not gonna move.
Saphira?
Well, you know, I'll move a little bit. I'll move up to
All right.
here. And
Cool.
you know what? I'll make it a dash, and I'll get all the way up to here because I want to be in the front line.
All right.
That's it.
Saphira.
I'm gonna start over here. Pull out the Advanced Wand of Wonder.
Oh, here we go.
And I'm gonna target it with one charge.
All right.
No. You're about to create a
Roll a
dragon.
D10,000.
This is how they're born.
I have
What are the
decided.
chances that, what are the chances that we create another Draco Lich?
Hey, Draco Liches are cool. I'm down.
1 in 1,000, right?
Well, 1 in 10,000.
1 in 10,000.
Jordan, did you hear
Hey.
the story of when we were fighting an Aboleth and I rolled a wild magic surge as Silas and I deified the fucking Aboleth? Because that story is coming to mind right now. It's not rock.
Surely some of these options just turn it into like a fluffy bunny, right?
Maybe.
All right.
Uh,
Saphira. The wand of Advanced Wand of Wonder, begins radiating heat. Boiling heat, and it concentrates on the tip of the wand. You see an exceeding amount of magical energy from the weave wrapped around the wand in the form of fire. You don't know what that's going to do, but it's something related to fire.
Good to know.
All right.
And with my and actually I think with trying to think would it make sense for me to have my I think it probably would make sense for me to have my cutlass in my other hand right now.
Okay.
So I will use my bonus action to begin a blade song.
All right. And then ending tonight, Bryn, what would you like to do?
I think we're in pretty good shape. So I'm going to crawl over here and get a bead on it, and I'm gonna firebolt it. So that's gonna
All
be. Does 11 hit? It has -2 to armor class from slow. Does 11 hit?
It does not. It has an
Okay.
AC of 15 normally.
What?
And I need you to re-roll that.
Really interesting.
Because the next fire-based spell used nearby detonates on its caster.
Oh,
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's what armor bag this is for. So you said it detonates on its caster.
It's
Do I?
going to just fire the spell at you.
Okay, so does
So-
the 11 get redirected at me, or you?
No,
I'll
you need to
re-roll?
re-roll it.
Okay.
Does a 19 hit you for 15 damage?
It does, but if it's an attack roll, then it could hit one of my mirror images, or because
Yep.
this is a okay. In that case, on a 1 it hits me. On a nope, that's gonna kill one of the mirror images.
Cool.
So I will. There's that shield. This goes down to 2. Alright, so that spared me at 15 fire damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what we're gonna call it for tonight, unless there's something else you want to do, Bryn.
Not really. Yeah, we'll call
All
it
right.
that.
Then we will pick up next week as you guys are facing off nose to nose with a rock on the plains of Australia.